What's going on, everybody? Well, come on up in here. We got some things to talk about, y'all. And no, we're not going to be all night. This little man got school in the morning. I got work. You can't make this stuff up. Yet again, we have someone's home now being shot at. And this is as opposed to people asking legitimate questions, because he was disagreeing with Candace Owens and all. People are quick to hear and assume it was some leftist group of some sort that did it. Never mind the fact that cameras are everywhere. You can't make this up. What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing? Happy Sunday. Praise the Lord, church. Come into the chat. Say hello. Everybody speak to everybody. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on a Sunday. Make sure you guys are checking out my second channel. I've rebranded it. Originally, it was second channel for reactions, and then it became a channel for Tommy G clips. And then, of course, couldn't keep up with that, but I said, you know what? I'm going to let that be the T channel. Where we do a lot more gossiping and little stuff like that over there. So make sure you guys check out the Lady Luck Club Sweet Tea. And I'll drop the link to my second channel in the chat. And I appreciate you guys' support. Yay. We got some things to talk about with this. It's Tim Pool. This is unbelievable. Like, it's truly unbelievable. So let me drop the channel to my second channel. The link to my second channel. If you guys can check it out, go over there and subscribe. I've got everything updated. And we're going to start doing live streams to that second channel. It's going to be more like the trending, gossipy stuff, Certain things just need to know. I don't agree with a mother and her 2 children being attacked by a bunch of children of the corn. Baby's kids doing evil stuff. Stuff like that needs to be talked about. There you go, guys. That's my YouTube channel for my second channel. So if you can, please make sure you go and subscribe and check it out. I appreciate it. What's going on? Hey, Francisca, how you doing? Huh? Shout out to my Mars. I appreciate you. Hey, CC, what's going on? I know, right? Hello again. For those who tuned into the Information Man Show, thank you so much for the support there. I was a guest on Information Man Show where we talked about these horrible cult leaders named York, Polite, Umar, Carbonation, and with Nature Boy. We have to do another watch party on 2 more episodes of Nature Boy so that you guys can understand why I keep pushing for people to be able to point out a cult leader when you see it. Because cult of personality, it doesn't just, it's not just with men. It's something that even women can end up falling into line on. Candace. And have this cult-like following where they just do what she says and they don't question anything or demand evidence. And now look what happened. Now I get to ask questions about how is it that all of a sudden Tim Pool's house is shot at? Ironically, after he has a feud with, he didn't even have a feud. He spoke his mind because free speech works both ways. It's not just to Candace Owens. Tim Pool said some things he didn't like what she's doing. Most of us don't. They use a brain. She's produced no evidence. And he was very blunt. And yet, all of a sudden now, out of nowhere, his home is shot at. You can't make this up. And please understand, I'm sure he has cameras around his house. I'm sure the neighbors have cameras. It would be hard to identify a car, a vehicle, a person that did it. They can just get the camera footages. So why do something like that knowing you can get caught? I wonder what the people will say when they do get caught. You can't make this up. It's so crazy. Thankfully, no one was hurt. Security team is reviewing the incident, and I'm sure they're reviewing all that camera footage he has. I would find it hard to believe that Tim Pool does not have cameras set up and installed around his house. But it's the fact that, yet again, something like this is happening. Ironically, after he gives his 2 cents on how he feels about what Candace Owens is doing, it makes no sense. You should be able to speak your mind and say what you want to say without having to worry about an army of cult members coming after you, trying to cyber harass or cyber stalk or bully you, or now taking action to where they're shooting up people's houses. Candace, I'm just asking questions, girl. You can't make this stuff up. Cece said, is this the only stream there is, the vertical? No, it's 2 of them. They have the standard horizontal. That's a separate stream. I don't know if you've seen that one. And then the vertical one. So you have to come out of that stream, CC, and then click on the second one. You can tell the difference because the vertical one has a little cell phone in the title of the stream. The horizontal one that doesn't have a little cell phone in it. I know sometimes it gets confused. It's okay. That's my second channel, you guys. Make sure you check it out. Go over there and subscribe. Check out the content there. The content there is going to be different from what's over here. Right now, I'm just live streaming to both. But as that channel picks up, and the content starts to flow in for that channel, the videos, the live streams that we have there in the second channel is going to be like for, the TikTok trending topics and stuff like that. More of some of the news that's being reported. I don't watch the news, but just things that are going on in communities that people need to be aware of. And then, just tea dropping. I mean, that's that. So that way you guys can, for those who enjoy that type of content, you can have that channel there. And over here, we're still going to maintain the independent journalism. And I'm going to keep my foot on Candace Owens' neck. Careful, I know you hear me. Tim Pool's house was shot at, and you said nothing. Just like the 3 Jewish conservatives, they got online death threats. Nicholas Ray is now sitting in jail. Candace, you said nothing about that either. Your silence is deafening, girl. All right, y'all. We're going to get to it. What's going on? Yuck 2.0, how you doing? DJ Good. Thank you. Y'all did a great show. Thank you so much, DJ Goodwood. Here I am. I see you, honey. I was over in the vertical again. It's all good. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button as you come in. Yuck 2.0 says, well, Tim Pool has had a few events like this. In fact, I think 2 years ago, on the same day, a similar situation occurred, and Tim posted about it. His kitchen got hit 2 years ago. That's crazy. Yes, he's been hit before, and they've swatted him a lot. I do think it was a Cantifa, though. That's what I'm saying. It's like, how ironic this happens after he says something and speaks his mind about Candace, like no one else has been doing that. Isn't that the violence that we're supposed to be, shunning? I don't care what name he called her. No one is going to her house to shoot up her house. You can't sit here and compare apples to apples like that. This man has had his home shot at. And people will say, well, he called her some nasty names. Well, so what? So what? No one wouldn't shot her house up. And no one should be advocating for that. But neither should his house be shot up. Are you kidding? You can't make this stuff up. Yeah, it's just ironic, Candace. It's the timing for me, Candace. It's the timing of all of this. He says some things you don't like. And your dumb cult members are sitting out here going around talking about him calling you names. Yet his home was shot up. Ironically, 2 or 3 days after it. But yeah, we're going to go through those videos. First things first. I don't know if you guys have seen my post. How you doing, Amy? How you doing? Shout out to my mods. Shout out to all the members. Shout out to all of you all tuning in. Hit the like button. I appreciate all of you all. Trippy. Yep. Oh, really? Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. S Files, thank you so much for sending the email. about Mira as well. Mira, if you're listening, I did reach out to Jay Witt, and he said it was just an honest mistake about the confusion. He knew that you were talking about Jason Whitlock, whom I still don't know. But either way, Jay Witt didn't know you were referring to Jason Whitlock and not him. So it was definitely an honest mistake, and we don't want you to feel, like you cannot, enjoy the live stream. So when you do come on, know that it's all good, and Jay Witt definitely understands that it was an honest error. Not in what you saying. You meant to say Jason Whitlock, but I think people took that and they automatically assumed you were talking about Jay Witt, and his last name is Whitaker. So no, it's two totally different people. Um, I was not in April Chapman's chat when that happened, but I don't want any of my supporters, especially supporters that I know are genuine supporters here in the LLC. Just as much as you guys care for me, I care for you guys. And I don't want you all to feel like you have to be alienated or any of that, or ostracized because someone saw a name and they didn't look at the last name. They just looked at the first name and they went and lambasted, one of my supporters in the chat. And it's ridiculous. It's not necessary. Reading is fundamental. Jason Whitlock and Jason Whitaker are two different people. Okay. So I don't want my supporters, even my mods or anyone to feel like they have to be subjected to attacks because someone else assumed that Mira was talking about Jay Witt when it was a Jason Whitlock. Can we all understand like this? Jumping to conclusions is a bad thing. This is why we don't do it. Don't jump to conclusions. All right. Shout out to all of you all. Thank you all so much. What's going on, Susie? How you doing? I just want to make sure I get you guys comments in. Oh man, we're gonna get to it. So we won't be here for 5 hours tonight because I just can't do 5 hours. Y'all, first things first. If any of you have seen my post I put up the other day, where I posted up about Candace backing out of this debate. She said anywhere, anytime, any place, except psych when it's not in person. And she never specified that it was, I'm talking about virtual only. Candace, the location would not matter if it's virtual. You could be in the Bahamas and put up a different background. No one would know where you are unless you told us. Just once again, the dingus airheaded nonsense that comes out of your mouth, girl. But here's the thing. I posted up, why can't she just admit that it's his birthday? Now, here's the problem. George, when the hell is your birthday? Why am I seeing two different dates of birth for George? July 7, 1990. And then you see up here, biggest day, December 15th, 1989. When were you born? Why is this confusing? He chose to be a public figure. What the heck is going on? He's got two different birthdays. What's happening here? When is your birthday, George? Because like your weird wife said, everything's faking gay. George, are you faking gay? It's not very authentic to have two different birthdays for one human being. Okay. It's like, okay, you want people to believe you're a real boy. Y'all, AKA Boys Club has two different birthdays. You can't make this up. Boys Club, you're starting to sound fake and gay, bro. I don't know when if his birthday was December 15th, I wouldn't care. But if it is, my question simply was, why doesn't Candace just say his birthday is December 15th and I'm celebrating his birthday? I mean, it's that simple. She literally blamed him as to why she doesn't. Well, she's saying I can't do the 15th. That doesn't work for me. So what? Is when they're doing their debunking video of your dumb lies that no one told you to say. She said he instantly said no. So to the Candy ass cult followers, Candace is the one that said that George instantly told her no. Who is George to tell her what to do? Her husband. Let her tell it. She said my husband instantly said no. I thought Candace was being submissive here. You know, making him a sandwich and all. It's not very submissive. Like if she defies what her faking gay husband said. Look here. We need the birthday thing to get straightened out. Because if his birthday is not December 15th, then Candace, why are you blaming him? He said instantly no. For what? It makes no sense. Then she turned around and said in the same video, George can make the 15th work. He just said it no. He shut it down. He shut it down. Y'all know I did screenshots. You can't make this up. So which is it? Is it July 7th or December 15th? Because either way, George, you're still over 35. You can't make this up. Why would he want to have two different birthdays out here? Y'all, when the hell his birthday? You can't. George, it's time to sound fake and gay. Hey, Jay, how you doing, honey? Shout out to Jay the Informant. I can get one of the mods to drop Jay the Informant's YouTube channel link in the chat. That would be fantastic. I had a ball over there on the Information Man show. I love his sound effects. Susie said it's July 7th. Is it? Okay, cool. Because I'm like, why is she sitting here beating around the bush as to why George is telling her no? And why am I seeing this? Where did this come from? Where did they get December 15th, 1989? I know anybody can just update Wikipedia. Y'all know that, right? But Wikipedia is the one that's getting two different birthdays. I'm just trying to find another source because this makes no sense. This factually.com. Cole. Is this Candace Owens thing? Yeah, factually has December 15th as his birthday. 1989. Candace, why the hell you just won't verify this? You want George to be faking gay. You can't make this up. So I went off of Wikipedia because Candace don't like Wikipedia. Candace, there's a whole nother website that says that George was born on December 15th, 1989. Why is it that the birthday can't be clarified? And the astrologers, y'all look at this. Disagreements over birth date and age. George, you're starting to sound fake and gay. Are you a real boy? Look here, Boys Club. We're not going to put too much time into you because if you don't want to sit here and clarify when you were born, you know, the moment your mother pushed you out of her womb, then you can't let your wife use that as an excuse as to why she won't accept a debate. And they're not even scheduling the debate for her. Mind you, because Candace is too narcissistic to see, it's not about her. This is about them debunking her lies. And they simply invited her to come in person to ask questions and give a response. Candace, you do not get to dictate how that goes, girl. They owe you nothing. Even if you go out there, and let's just say she pops up. She's sitting here talking about they have to let me ask all the questions I want. No, they don't. They don't have to do that either. Once again, your narcissism won't allow you to see you dictate and control nothing over there at Turning Point USA. They owe you nothing. You're not the CEO. And if she does show up in person, I really do hope Erica Kirk sit there. That might be her deterrent. Unless she just snaps off and goes berserk. I highly doubt that Candace is just going to sit there and act like she's going to dominate the show, knowing that she's staring Erica Kirk in the face. You know, because she hasn't faced Erica Kirk yet. She hasn't faced her yet. So if she does go in person, Erica Kirk and Erica Kirk's attorney needs to be sitting right there, right in front of Candace Owens, on the stage with her. So that Erica Kirk can remind you, Candace, you're not the CEO of TPUSA, nor were you Charlie's wife. I am. And that's it. And keep living. You can't make this up. So for some reason, there's a disagreement about George's Boys Club's birthday. Sources disagree about Farmer's birthday and age. Several entertainment biological sites list December 15th and report he is 35 in 2025. One astrology site gives a different birth date, June 8th, 1989, at age 36. What the hell is on the birth certificate? A Wikipedia entry list, July 7th, 1990. Yeah, it's 3 birthdays. December 15th, 1989, June 8th, 1989, July 7th, 1990. What the hell? Available sources do not present a single authoritative public record to resolve these discrepancies. Official records are not shown in the provided reporting. So George is faking gay for real. 3 different birthdays. 3 different birthdays. You can't make this up. Why? Why 3 different birthdays? So, okay. I guess she's not determined to try to clarify when his birthday is. This is ridiculous. Candace, your husband's got 3 different birthdays out here. I hope you know that. No, not one attempt to try to clarify this. You can't make this up. Good job. So we're gonna go to. Let me go to. I'm still just shocked at the fact that you got 3 different birthdays. This is not on Wikipedia, you all. This is on. I just dropped the link. Factually.co. And it says here that there's not even any information to clarify 3 different birthdays, not 2, but 3. Because, George is an alien. You can't make this up. If you're going to be a public figure, just tell us when your birthday is, George. You already said you feel like you're married to multiple women at the same time. You have no idea which personality you get out of Candace. I mean, we'll be more apt to believe that if we understand who you are. We know who you are. You can't make this up. 3 different birthdays. The only people who do that are people who have something to hide. Especially when you're a public figure saying that you're worth $244 million. This is so weird. Good child. George is the agent of chaos. He's a wizard behind the curtain. He's something. George, you're starting to sound fake and gay, bro. So Boys Club is born on 3 different days in 2 different years. Either December 15th is his birthday in 89, or June 8th of 89, or July 7th of 1990. Either way, he was born on a day, I guess on Earth. And then he decided to marry multiple women, known as Candace Owens. So I found this article here, International Business Times, to be very interesting. Candace Owens was in love with Charlie Kirk, and he's the one that got away. You can't make this up. Candace. Good job. We all know that you love Charlie Kirk and beyond what was normal. Okay. But goodness gracious, you have articles out here publishing the same thing, the International Business Times. It's saying you were in love with him and he's the one that got away. Because all these photos she keeps posting up about her and Charlie Kirk were well before either of them got married. And, and because Boys Club says nothing about that, his multiple personalities wife is going to continue to post up photos of her and Charlie Kirk. Because in her world, in her mindset, her and Charlie Kirk got married. Because why else would she keep doing it? TikTok fuels speculation over jealousy and bitterness regarding Candace Owens' relationship with Charlie Kirk. Because she's being weird. A TikTok posted by the older millennial has triggered a wave of speculation about Candace Owens' past relationship with Charlie Kirk. The creator claimed Owens was 100% falling over to this dude before Kirk met Erica, suggesting she imagined a future with him. According to the post, Kirk seemed interested too, but his eventual marriage to Erica left Owens bitter and convinced she had lost the one that got away. George, boys club. Let me tell you something. You getting engaged in 18 days and then a couple months later getting married, and you got 3 different birth dates. Yeah. I mean, you have money, dude. You have money, boys club. Perhaps your multiple personality wife married you because of money and for no other reason. And she doesn't mind popping out baby after baby after baby after baby, because if you dare leave her, please rest assured she's going to try to get custody of some sort where you have to pay alimony and child support. Because the Macrons are about to mollywop her in court. What the hell? This is something we all felt. Oh, man, you can't make this up. Yeah, there's a whole article. Oh, man, Amy said it seems like she is competing with Meghan Markle, who can be the cringiest. Man, and it doesn't help when Boys Club did a whole interview with his MPD wife, literally saying he feels like he's married several women at once. And he's like, Lord, help me with this crazy woman that I married. Candace, I got the snippet. He said it. You can't make this up. Hey, Mira, you in here? Shout out to you, Mira. Peace and blessings to you all from our Lord. Hey, Mira. I did reach out to Jay Witt. He did confirm it was an honest mistake, and a lot of the people in the chat, because y'all know I wasn't in. A lot of people in the chat didn't read the full name. They just saw Jason and they went ham, and they should not have. So he knows that it was a huge misunderstanding. It was an honest mistake. So I'm so sorry you got hammered on it over something where people chose they failed to read the full name. Jason Whitlock is not the same person as Jason Whitaker. All right. Can y'all make sure y'all read before y'all go ham in on somebody? And I'm not talking to the Luxers. I'm talking about to those that are out there. You can support the content creators. I'm not even attacking the content creators. I'm just saying people in the chat, y'all can get a little hasty sometimes. And someone says something and you just take it and run with it. And Mira literally put Jason Whitlock. If you don't know Jay Witt's last name, then ask, okay, are we talking about Jay Witt? That's a question that could have been asked. Not necessarily just attacking people in the chat because of a name mix up, All right. So Mira, I hope you feel good. And, I don't have a problem looking out for my supporters and my mods and stuff especially when it's just uncalled for. Come on. So I hope you know that he is definitely not upset. He was like, that was wild. He had no idea it was that bad. And of course, he knows that it was a mistake. Okay. So settle in, girl. We're talking about the boys club having 3 different birthdays. You can't make this up. Yeah, I don't believe that. I just think, she married first years before Charlie. What are you talking about? I'm reading an article. You can get married first before Charlie. That don't mean that you don't love him. That didn't mean she didn't love him at all. Whether she got married first or not is irrelevant. Yeah. Let's not pretend like arranged marriages and people don't marry for money is not a thing. That's a realistic thing that happens. And you can't make this up here. So I'm just reading this article of what many people have said. I've said it. Like, Candace, the way she go about even in the beginning of Charlie Kirk, it's like, is her husband not in the house? The way she talks about Charlie Kirk is more of an obsession. She even admitted to being obsessed over this, over the shooting and the assassination. It's to the point where it's unhealthy. And because Boys Club doesn't really care, I guess. He's more so in tune to what he doesn't even know what personality he's going to get out of his wife. He's not discerning this at all. He's not picking up the fact that she's posting up photos of her and Charlie Kirk before either of them got married. That was her entire dedication video. Not photos where you have both married couples having play dates with their kids or something. No, 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 no. Her and Charlie. And her just hugged up on him far too close for comfort. Whole videos of this. So I don't care who married who first. This is what she's showing. This is what she's putting to the public. And I mean, many people have stated that the photos she did in her tributes, photos she keeps posting up, the fishing trip thing, are just inappropriate because you're disregarding the wife. She's disregarding Boys Club. She's not even acknowledging the spouses in this whole thing. So it's irrelevant to who married who first. This is what people have to. This is called free speech, free press. Just as the FYI, by the way. You don't have to agree with it, but that's what it is. Free speech and free press. And based on what she's doing and her obsession over Charlie Kirk and how she wants to reminisce on everything that happened before either of them got married. It's insane to say, oh no, this is all normal. No, it's not. How many wives do you see out here doing dedication videos to any man? Even if you claim you love them like a brother and a best friend, where you don't show any photos of them with their spouse and their children, or you or your spouse and your kids hanging out together, going on a vacation together with Charlie Kirk and his wife and 2 children. Nothing to show that they had any connections or ties within the last 12 months leading up to his death. After the last tour she did last year, July, nothing after that. When he's asked about Candace Owens and people like her, especially with the way she attacks Israel and the Israeli prime minister, Charlie Kirk himself called that brain rot. But yet the candy ass cult followers continue to dismiss and overlook that. He referred to Candace Owens and people who think like her that are attacking Israel, attacking the Israeli prime minister as brain rot. And they act as if that video doesn't exist. Like he never said that. He said it. He meant it. The end. So yeah, it's not hard to believe based on the way she's carrying on. It doesn't really acknowledge Erica unless she wants to sit here and talk about how she needs to learn how to be a widow versus being the CEO of TPUSA when it comes to her criticism. No, you're just lying on them with no evidence. It's all about a feeling or intuition or something. Candace, no one cares when you have no facts. And it got to the point where now they feel like they have to respond. I just want Erica Kirk to have her attorney with her. Because Candace is not that smart. When it comes to a matter of law, she doesn't know what she's doing. Candace, when the hell is this hearing going to be scheduled for the motion to dismiss? See, yeah, no. It's easy to believe that Candace feels like, Charlie Kirk is the one that got away. Oh, yeah. Inappropriate photos she keeps putting up between him and her. You can't make this stuff up. TikTok further alleged that Owens' own marriage was rushed, pointing to her acceptance of a proposal over FaceTime just 18 days after meeting her husband as a reaction to Kirk's engagement. So whether or not she rushed down the aisle to marry Boys Club, Charlie Kirk was engaged. So was it a matter of her competing? Because I'm more apt to read facts and believe that than anyone saying, oh, that's not true. Based on what? You said she got married first, but you didn't say that Charlie Kirk was already engaged. So he was engaged first. And it's so unbelievable that maybe Candace, reacted. So out of her reaction to jealousy, then all of a sudden she went and got engaged. Because it was a fact that he was already engaged. Is it so hard to believe? Okay. He proposed to Erica Kirk. I guess I don't want to be left behind. Let me just, oh, here's a George Farmer. He's chairman of Turning Point UK. Okay, cool. And then that's it. 18 days. Why rush to even get married first? She barely knew him when they got engaged over Zoom. But Charlie Kirk was already engaged. You didn't have to rush. He took his time. He courted. He dated. And I even said myself, I feel like Candace got married to Boys Club to make Charlie Kirk jealous, and it didn't work. He didn't pick you, Candace. Get over it. How you gonna give birth to Boys Club kids 4 times and then still sit here and have some feelings about something? Girl, if you don't get the hell over it, he didn't select you. This isn't just something out of nowhere. No. This is based on how she's been behaving and all these photos she keeps showing, where it's just her and Charlie Kirk. Like he doesn't have a wife and 2 kids. You can't make this up. But she didn't go to the funeral. She didn't go to the memorial. Well, she wasn't invited to the funeral. And she didn't attend the memorial. But yet she was the best friend. The dumb excuse of, oh, I've pissed off the FBI, so I can't go to Charlie Kirk's memorial. But I'm dedicating my life to finding out who murdered him. But you can't get your ass up, get you some extra security, and go to his memorial? You were that afraid of the FBI for no reason at all, because now you're claiming that you sent some text message about some threat that came from the Macrons that you still can't prove. But you allow your so-called whatever you wanted to sit here and tell your cult members because they believe everything you say. Candace, you don't get that stuff over on everybody else. Nothing should have kept you from going to that memorial. Nothing. You went to Dollywood and you claimed that the president of France is trying to put out a hit on you. So if you can go to Dollywood with some alleged assassination attempt, why couldn't you go to Charlie Kirk's memorial? And you're sitting here talking about you've pissed off the FBI. So are you more afraid of the FBI or are you more afraid of this French assassination attempt with something with Egyptian planes? Which one is it? Because I'm not going to let anyone keep me from going to my best friend, someone that's like my brother's memorial, simply because I said something that the FBI probably won't take kind to. But you have free speech, right? And somehow that's her reasoning for not going to the memorial? Make that make sense. And I haven't seen any evidence at all of any assassination attempt from any French president to anybody in Club de Sang. No paper trail, no transaction, no nothing. But yet, why would I go to his memorial service if I'm out here saying things that could piss off the FBI? You've been saying things to piss off the FBI. Why is that somehow an issue now? You're not understanding the hypocrisy of this. The hypocrisy of her saying, oh, I got to dedicate my life to solving this murder. But yet, all of a sudden now, the things she say about the FBI and Kash Patel kept her from going to Charlie Kirk's memorial. A televised event. Get the F out of here. You can't make up that level of hypocrisy. Candace, it's the hypocrisy for me. And you get upset when someone says you were in love with Charlie Kirk. Child boo. Boys Club's got 3 birthdays. and you're backing out of a, opportunity for you to go face these people head on and ask some questions. They're not sitting here coddling to you, but you sit here and use this dumb excuse about, oh well, I said some bad things about the FBI. It wasn't very nice, so why would I go to Charlie Kirk's memorial? It was a cop out, a pathetic excuse to cop out, just like she copped out of this debate, blaming it on Boys Club with 3 birthdays. When it's an opportunity for you to face them head on, face to face, Candace, you're a coward. And now because Tim Pool said some things about you, your cult members didn't like. Ironically, 3 days later, his house is shot up, as if cameras aren't recording what's going on around his house. You can't make this up. She is a coward. Candace Owens is a coward. She cowardly withdrew and pulled out of going to Charlie Kirk's memorial. She's blaming Boys Club for telling her no instantly. Oh, he's not, he just said no, he just shot it down. Based on what? He just said it, no. He shut it down. He shut it down. He can make it work. I mean, if that's one of his birthdays, wouldn't the excuse be it's George's birthday? Boys Club is having a birthday party, and he wants me to be there with the children. It would be that simple if that were the case, right? We don't even know when Boys Club's birthday is. He's got 3 of them. And now all of a sudden, someone who said something about her gave his honest opinion about what's going on. The fact that she doesn't have any evidence for this stuff. She picks and chooses when she wants to be scared of the FBI. She was scared to the point where she couldn't go to Charlie Kirk's memorial. There will never be another memorial. Why miss out on a once in a lifetime event? She wasn't invited to his private funeral. But now she got so much to say when Kash Patel is flying his girlfriend on a plane. Not that I agree with that. But you managed to say all this stuff behind your studio in your home. But when it came to going to a once in a lifetime event, to his memorial service, Candace, you cowardly backed out of it, blaming the FBI. Oh, I said bad things about him. They may come for me. I pissed them off. You didn't piss them off. They laugh at you. The entire FBI laughs at Candace Owens. Just like Boys Club says, they believe you're crazy and you probably have multiple personalities in your head. This is coming from the man that she married. And now someone that speaks out against you, ironically, has a house shot up a few days later. You can't make this stuff up. Online reactions and the woman scorn trope, because everyone felt that way. She's giving bitter ex-girlfriend, and if my spouse was talking about a friend like that, I would be super suspicious, because Boys Club should be super suspicious. With all these photos that Candace has put up between her and Charlie Kirk, it's like she's just leaned all over him too extra close for comfort. But it doesn't give off, this is my brother, this is my friend. She never invited Erica Kirk on her show, barely gave her condolences, and then tried to hide behind this, oh, I'm saying things the FBI doesn't like, to not go to his one memorial service that they had for him. Make that make sense. Can't make this up. Another added massive jealousy, reinforcing the idea that Owens' behavior is rooted in resentment. Is that why you don't want to face these people head on, Candace, at that debate? Would it be too hard for you to look at Erica Kirk in her face? That's what we're getting to here. Candace, why are you having a hard time facing Erica Kirk? You coward. Because that's what this is. This is what's the energy is giving off to me. Candace Owens is scared to face Erica Kirk. She talked crap about everybody else. But she seems like she is very afraid to face Erica Kirk directly. And going to that debate would force her to do just that. See, this is why I always tell people YouTube is not court and court is not YouTube. You have information like this, several articles saying the same thing. I've said the same thing. People can discern and pick up the fact that Candace was in love with Charlie Kirk. But now you got to face his wife, who gave birth to his 2 kids. And you don't want to do it, Candace. Why? They're not going to bend and manipulate to your will. Because Erica Kirk signed off on this. She's the CEO. She gets to do it. That's what happens when you become the boss. Candace doesn't want to face Erica Kirk. All this in love and all this stuff, the resentment, the jealousy. Candace, be honest. Something you have the inability to do, but at least try. Not attending the memorial service, blaming the FBI. Now you're blaming Boys Club and his 3 birthdays. Oh, he told me no, so there's nothing I can do about it. You don't want to face Erica Kirk. That's what it is. That's all it comes down to. She's afraid to face Erica Kirk. Because Erica Kirk is not going to be for play. Erica Kirk ain't playing that nonsense well. And Candace, all you can do is prove me wrong, heifer. Because I know you listen. And you still bad at this. You can't make this up. Prove me wrong. Go face Erica Kirk face to face at this debate. Do it. That's all I'm saying. Face Erica Kirk face to face. You haven't faced her yet. You have not faced Erica Kirk. You haven't said anything about flying out to see her and the children, to check on them, to make sure they're okay. You have not interacted with her. Nothing. You claim Charlie Kirk is like a brother to you. Why wouldn't you have a closer relationship with his wife and his children? So Candace, go ahead. Fly out to Phoenix and go face Erica Kirk. Because you have yet to do it. You coward. You can't make this stuff up. It's so crazy. She's supposed to be some sort of master debater. And here's our opportunity to go and debate. She's not scared of the FBI. Candace is dogged out Kosh Patel. Talking about he needs to step down and blah, blah, blah. He ain't studying you, girl. But one person she's not dogging out, I think it's disrespectful for her to keep insinuating that, Erica Kirk didn't care about her own husband. And somehow because she's the CEO, she's got to learn how to be the widow versus the CEO. She ain't got to do anything but keep living and taking care of her kids, Candace. How about you go face her and tell her that to her face? How about that? Won't you go to Phoenix and tell Erica Kirk to her face? You just have to learn how to be the widow versus the CEO. I dare you. Candace, I dare you to tell that to Erica Kirk to her face. And then debate her on all that crap you said about Turning Point USA with no evidence. I dare you to say it to Erica Kirk's face in person. You coward, you're not going to do it. She's scared to face Erica Kirk, y'all. That's why I want y'all to understand. She using Boys Club and his 3 birthdays to try to hide behind that. Makes no sense. So let's get to this article here, and then we're going to get to some videos about Tim Pool. Oh, Lord. Because I guess if you say something about Candace, you're going to have some deranged, evil entity named Nicholas Ray sent online death threats to 3 Jewish conservatives because, you're insinuating they had something to do with Charlie Kirk's death. But when Tim Pool goes off, and rightfully so, calls you out on having zero evidence, a few days later, now he's got to deal with somebody trying to shoot up his house. So this was updated on December 6th, which was yesterday. Tim Pool house shooting. MAGA podcaster reveals attack on his Harper's Ferry property. Is he MAGA? Is he like a MAGA supporter? Because I went over he has like 3 pages on YouTube, 3 channels. It seems like he goes in on both sides. I haven't seen every single video he's done, but I don't get the feeling that he's straight up MAGA. But y'all tell me. Let me know. Is he a MAGA supporter? Is he one where he's conservative? Tim is middle of the road, really. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Because I went on he has 3 YouTube channels, right? And I checked all 3 of them out, and just looking over the content, I don't get the feeling that he is one side or the other. Like me, I'm neutral. I believe in being neutral. That way, you don't have anybody trying to lock you down into reporting on specific things, because no one runs this platform but God and myself. But he seems to be more of middle of the road sort of thing. So he doesn't care if it's on the right or the left or whatever. Things that God doesn't care about. He's just going to talk about it. He's going to give his input on it. So while Candace Owens is too afraid to face Erica Kirk because she's a coward, a vehicle drove up to Tim Pool's property in Harper's Ferry and opened fire late at night. Pool said no one was hurt, and his security team is reviewing footage for police. Very good. A vehicle stopped near Tim Pool's home in Harper's Ferry, West Virginia, late on Friday night, which was December 5th. And someone opened fire. Pool shared the information in a post on X and said no one was hurt. And he has Tim Pool, Tim Cass, Tim RL, something else. He has like 3 channels. Last night, a vehicle approached our property and opened fire. No one was hurt. Our security team is reviewing the incident and will be relaying the report to appropriate law enforcement. Let's see here. Poole said his security team is checking the footage and preparing a report for law enforcement. He described the attack as the price we pay for speaking out against evil. Because yes, it's the timing for me. Candace, we're just asking questions. Did the candy ass cult followers go over there and shoot up that man's house? Question mark. Candace, are you even aware of this? Do you care? Because someone that speaks out against you doesn't mean that they deserve to have their home shot up, or that they deserve to get online death threats from someone that's following you and a neo-Nazi. Nicholas Ray is sitting in prison, by the way. He's sitting in jail with 12 counts. You can't make this up. And it's the worst part is he didn't do that for attention. Tim Pool's people did this for attention. I don't think so. No one asked to have their home shot up. Because then that means that people know where the hell you live. And all I'm hearing is Candace Owens demanding that people tell her who people are in certain photos because they had on maroon shirts. Doxing people. Cyber harassing, cyber bullying people, threatening people. Oh, you speak something about her that they don't like. They come for you and they try to sit here and find out who you are. It's a cyber crime. And she doesn't care about doxing. She's been doing that for years. Starting back with this social autopsy. Candace is now the mean girl that's become the bully. She said nothing about Nicholas Ray and his actions. She hasn't denounced the fact that he sent online death threats to 3 Jewish conservatives that she insinuated was a part of Charlie Kirk's assassination. Why hasn't she spoken out about that? And I guarantee you she won't say anything about this unless she's being smirkish about it. But she won't tell you all that the true reason why she won't go out to Phoenix to even think about an engagement of a debate or even asking questions and giving comments to Turning Point USA in person because she doesn't want to face Erica Kirk. And she's too much of a coward to say it because she hasn't faced Erica Kirk. And she's had opportunities to do that. At any given point in time, Candace could have flown to Erica Kirk's home and checked on her. She could have went to the memorial and checked on her. She has this invitation that was given to her. They're not creating this for her. They're just saying you can come out if you want. If not, we're still going to do our thing. No, Boys Club said no. He just shut it down. He said no instantly. So for the Candy ass cult members that are saying, well, who is he to tell her what to do? You let her tell it. That's her husband. She won't face Erica Kirk at all in any capacity. Won't invite Erica Kirk on her show. But yet, Tim Pool says something that she doesn't like. Ironically, days later, his home gets shot up. People are being targeted because she's putting them out in the spotlight. She's posting up photos of men in maroon shirts that could simply be college students. She did that to another kid wearing a green hoodie because she thought it was weird. Like anyone gives a damn when she's too afraid to face Erica Kirk. Girl, bye. Bye, Felicia. You can't make this up. May says, Candace was good at parroting other conservatives. Now that she is solo, she sounds like a schizo because she doesn't have talking points to copy. She's not a thought leader. She's a follower. Exactly. Candace, you had the opportunity to face Turning Point USA in person, and you wanted your whole cult following to think, oh, it was just so bad for them to do this and not give me the option to do it virtually. Why can't I do it virtually? No, you said anytime, any place, anywhere. And now you're contradicting yourself because you're not defining that term. The same excuse she gave when it came to her going to Charlie Kirk's memorial. Oh, well, I've said things about the FBI. Why would I want to go to the memorial in person? I've pissed them off. They don't care about what the hell you talking about, girl. Because they know you have no evidence. They're laughing at you. Kash Patel should have never entertained her either when it came to his girlfriend. Grow up. Stop responding to her. Candace, why don't you post that FBI text message you sent where you told some high-ranking FBI agent you're in fear of your life because the French are coming for you somehow with no evidence. You know, that assassination attempt you're talking about, but then you go to Dollywood. So if the French are after her, she goes to Dollywood. If she thinks she's pissed off the FBI, somehow that's enough for her to not go to Charlie Kirk's memorial. Make that make sense. The hypocrisy of it all. It's staggering to me. Candace, you're such a hypocrite. It's not even funny. It's pathetic. You are pathetic. But who said she was? Erica's being followed by other governments is a problem to ask questions. Who said she was being followed? Just because Candace said so is not evidence. TPUSA came out on X at midnight. They try to say that they will continue without her. They have the right to. It's their company. She runs nothing there. She doesn't control a damn thing at Turning Point USA. Who said Erica Kirk was being followed by governments? Because Candace Owens saying things means nothing with no evidence. Did Erica Kirk come out and say, I feel like I'm being followed? She didn't even come out and confirm that. You would think Erica Kirk would come out and confirm that. Let's use logic for 5 seconds. Wouldn't Erica Kirk come out and say, I do feel like I'm being followed by governments? You know why Erica Kirk doesn't respond to Candace Owens? Because she's looking at this like, this girl is crazy. Her own husband has no idea what personality he's going to get day by day. You don't believe me? Let's pull it up. Let's pull up those snippets. Because I just laughed when I saw them again. He's like, Lord, what did I marry? Yeah, because, you know, we all got to be reminded. Because this came from her husband. Because you just can't make this stuff up. And plus, I love proving a point in the most epic of fashions. So here we go. Here we go. Yeah, there's Boys Club. Y'all see this? To joke, there are many different women I'm married to. Yeah, nah, he admit that shit. This came out of Boys Club's own mouth. He feels like he's married to different women. Y'all see this here? Because he don't know what personality he's gonna get. He's like, Lord, please help me deal with this crazy woman that I'm married to. How many times you gonna joke in the same conversation about your wife being crazy, having multiple personalities, and feeling like you're married to different women because you don't know what the hell you getting day by day? This came out of his Boys Club set this, y'all. Look at this. This sinister looking man with 3 birthdays. 3 birthday man said this. He said this stuff. This is what he said. I didn't make this up because it's too stupid to make up. Because you can't make this up. Zero chemistry between them. Boys Club said this himself. Candace, Boys Club said this himself. There are many different women I'm married to because he has no idea what personality he's going to be catching. He said that in a whole video. Lord, help, please help me deal with this crazy woman that I married. You know what? I stand in agreement with that prayer. I'm only agreeing with that prayer, George. Boys Club, because y'all got 4 kids. And kids just can't help who their parents are. So I'm standing in agreement with this prayer. Please help Boys Club to deal with this crazy woman that he married because they have 4 kids and somebody's got to be the adult in the room. Because you just can't make this up. So when she's running around here saying she's dedicated herself figuring out who murdered him, the country of France tried to assassinate me, but yet goes to Dollywood. But then when she wants to sit here and try to say why she did not go to Charlie Kirk's one memorial that he had, the only memorial service that he had, it's because, I've said many things about the FBI. But then turns around and says, Kosh Patel needs to step down. They're laughing at you. I thought the FBI was the reason why you didn't go to Charlie Kirk's only memorial service, Candace. You heifer. You want to keep going on at that? You're bad at this. You're taking my trope, girl. I'm going to charge you every time you use it. You can't make this up. Candace owes me $7,000. Candace, you owe me $7,000. Won't you get it from the Israeli Prime Minister and tell him you pay him back? You can't make this up. I'm going to send her a bill. It's going to be for all 7s. It's going to be $7,777.77. Every time you use my statement, my slogan. Once I hear heifer, that's going to be it. that is an assured way of knowing she's listening. The moment she say you heifer, that's it. Done deal. You're taking my trope. You're bad at this, Candace. You want to really tell us what the deal is? Why you won't go out to Phoenix? You're scared to face Erica Kirk? How bad is your blood going to boil the moment you see her? I'm just curious. You're bad at this. Oh my God. Made it work, which I couldn't have because my husband instantly said no. For those who want to sit here and wonder what she's getting from. Look at that freeze frame. Y'all want to wonder where she's getting this from. Her husband told her no. For once, Boys Club said, go make me a sandwich. You can't make this stuff up. Stop making the candy ass coat members angry. This is what she said. She said this. You can't make this up. She said her husband said instantly no. So when people are asking me, well, who what gives him the right to tell her that? She said my husband. Candace is the one saying, if he tells me to make a sandwich, I go make him a sandwich because I'm not a feminist. Candace, you walk around like you wear the pants in the house. while Boys Club is confused about his birthday. And he doesn't even want to take time to do homeschooling for your 4, 3, 2, and 1 year olds. While you go and have a debate head on with Turning Point. Because for some reason, the entire house is going to fall apart. For some reason. This is what she's saying, people. This came from her videos. He shut it down. He just said no. He instantly said no. He said, go make me a sandwich. No. And then Boys Club said that George can make the 15th work. He just said it no. He shut it. And then she said he shut it down. This is her trying to excuse her way out of why she just can't book a flight and a hotel to go to Phoenix on December 15th. One of George's 3 birthdays. Candace. Oh, girl. But we can all see you're too scared to face Erica Kirk. We all see the fear. We know that you're fearful of facing Erica Kirk. We all know you're fearful of that. I'm not letting the candy ass cult members even here talk about anything outside of what I'm talking about. Explain this. Why is she blaming her inability to go to Phoenix on the Boys Club? Why? Remember now, he doesn't tell her what to do according to her cult following. Boys Club cannot tell Candace Owens what to do according to her own supporters. You know, because she's writing books saying, make him a sandwich. You can't make this stuff up. So explain this. Explain why she's out here blaming it on Boys Club with 3 birthdays for telling her no instantly. She said instantly. Said no. Didn't even think twice about it. He said no. He shut it down. Right here. So you want to know who said that who told her? No, he did. Here's my question to the candy ass cult followers. Do you all think she should listen to her husband? Do you really think she should listen to Boys Club? Or do you think she should still out in the middle of the night and book a flight and go to Phoenix? You think she should sneak away for a couple of days and just go to Phoenix anyway? Or do you think she should listen to her husband with 3 birthdays? Do you really think that? Because they're the ones that's questioning who gave him the right to tell her no. What do you mean? She married him. This is all coming from Candace, y'all. All I'm saying is, should she just ignore her husband and go still out in the middle of the night? Should she just say, you know what, screw him. I don't care what he says. I'm just going to go anyway. They want to come up with all these stupid excuses. Candace, you have none. It's obvious that you're afraid of Erica Kirk. You're scared to face her. You were in love with Charlie Kirk. You can't even explain half of those photos that you've been posting up that are highly inappropriate because they predate both of you getting married. And it's ridiculous. The only thing you can say about Erica Kirk is that she needs to learn the difference between being a CEO and a widow when you don't have to worry about being either. The CEO or a widow. You don't have to explain to your kids why their father's not coming home. You don't have to do that. So who are you to tell somebody that they need to distinguish between being a CEO and a widow? Who are you to tell that to Erica Kirk? And I dare you to say that to her face. Go out there to Phoenix and go tell that to Erica Kirk to her face, girl. Go ahead, Candace. You can do it, girl. Tell that to Erica Kirk to her face. Erica Kirk to her face. In person, Candace. If you be so bold, say it to her face. You're sitting here saying the run of your mouth with these keyboard warriors from your coat all over YouTube, but you're too scared to face her. You're a coward. Can't make this up. Let's get back to Tim Pool. Because, you know, the candy asses don't want to believe that Boys Club is telling his wife what to do. Can't make this up. Poole later added that the shooter may have tried, and make sure this is full screen for y'all. All right. Poole later added that the shooter may have tried to scare him. He said the security gate and armed guards possibly prevented a more serious attack. Poole said that he stays alert because of threats. He said the attack reminded him how dangerous the political climate has become, because you got cult members running around here getting mad because you're saying something about their cult leader who does not pay their bills. Candace doesn't pay you all's mortgages unless she does, and then, I could be wrong. I mean, if you feel indebted to her, then maybe you would go out and ferociously, defend her so bad. But if she doesn't even pay your rent and doesn't even know that you exist, then why do it? It's so stupid. He said he relies on his security team to protect the property. Did not share more details about the vehicle or the shooter. He shouldn't right now. Let it be a surprise. And then when the person gets caught and they get arrested, then we all find out who it is. Who is Tim Poole? Poole became widely known in 2011 for live streams during the Occupy Wall Street protests. He built a large audience by posting political commentary. He discusses vaccines, immigration, media issues. He has like 3 YouTube channels. He often supports Donald Trump and speaks to a conservative audience. His online presence gives him both strong supporters and strong critics. A commentator said many right-leaning commentators reacted quickly to his post. Megyn Kelly said the situation is awful and said she worries about rising violence. But yet Megyn Kelly lied about never watching Candace Owens, was not her friend, and didn't even know who she was. Because reasons. And then turns around and says, I could say for an assurance, she never accused Turning Point of assassinating Charlie Kirk or the wife. She never said those things. So I guess the word insinuation goes over Megyn Kelly's head as well. After she's been able to lie 4 times in a row. Megyn, no one believes you, girl. When you're capable of lying about knowing someone, the moment you're confronted about something that has been insinuated, the average reasonable person listening to Candace Owens would walk away believing that she is saying that Turning Point USA, including Erica Kirk, because she's the CEO, is involved in a cover-up. She confirmed that she said it. You can't separate Erica Kirk from Turning Point when Erica Kirk is the CEO of Turning Point, because that's tapping into an alternate reality and no one's in the mood. So if you still choose to be here in the reality on Earth, in the real world with the rest of us, you cannot separate Erica as the CEO of Turning Point USA when you say that Turning Point USA is involved in a cover-up. But yet, Erica Kirk was the one that said, we're going to debunk Candace Owens. And we're going to give her one opportunity to come face us in person. Ask questions, give her comment. This isn't about her. This is about debunking her bullshit lies. That's it. And what does Candace does? What does she do? Boys Club's got 3 birthdays and she can't pick which one she wants to celebrate. And he instantly told her no. Oh, good Lord. I just can't take Megyn Kelly seriously either. I'm not the mother of the internet. Thank God for that, Megyn. Thank God you're not the mother of the internet. We thank God you are not the mother of the internet. Because Lord knows, the moment you get hemmed up, you're going to deny knowing someone. You're going to deny watching their content or seeing their videos or being their friend. Because that's exactly what she did with Candace Owens in a heartbeat. I mean, 4 statements back to back. She just flat out lied about. You can't make it up. The shooting near Poole's home is the latest in a series of politically connected attacks in 2025. In September, Turning Point USA founder Charlie Kirk died after someone shot him during a campus event at Utah Valley University. In June, a man pretending to be law enforcement shot 2 Democratic lawmakers and their spouses in Minnesota. Representative Melissa Hortman and Mark Hortman died. Senator John Hoffman and Yvette Hoffman survived. Jesus. So that's the articles. The article on that. Oh, man. Because you can't make this stuff up. So we're going to go down a succession. checking out the story box with the back and forth, and then Candace's response, and then ending on the video of the breaking news with Tim Pool's home. I don't watch Tim Pool, but I don't agree with somebody's house being shot up because they said statements about Candace Owens that some of her cult members didn't like. As if she pays their bills. You can't make this up. And get her own husband. It feels like he's married to multiple women because he has no idea what personality he's going to get out of her. And Boys Club can't keep up with his birthday. You can't make this up. All right, y'all. We're going to get to this. Shout out to Storybox. I actually like his content and his accent. He's absolutely adorable and funny. And he's keeping his foot on Candace's neck. Period. Bottom line. Anytime someone is just lying like that with that type of platform, there's nothing wrong with debunking them and putting out the truth or challenging them to put out evidence. So many people are doing it, whether they're conservatives or considering liberals or whatever. Many people are debunking Candace Owens. It gets to a point where you just get tired of people lying about the same old thing or making dumb statements, all because they're scared of Erica Kirk. Because reasons she doesn't want to face her. Because she's a coward. Candace, you're a coward. I'm saying it. If you want to show that you're not a coward, go out there and face Erica Kirk. Face her. And now I want you to repeat everything you've said to her face. See how well that goes. You can't make this up. All right, y'all. Put a one in the chat where you can see and hear. Let's get to it. There's no sound. Hold on. Is it still no sound? All right, let me refresh. All right. Can y'all hear? Can you hear me? Yeah, redo this. Candace broke us again. I know, right? Let's go. Let's try this again. We're back at the story box. I'm going to start this over. And make sure you guys check out Storybox YouTube channel. I forgot to post the link to his video in the chat. Can y'all hear me? Awesome. Let's go here. Let's go here. All right. And let's see if we can hear Tim Pool. Put a one in the chat if you can see and hear not Tim Pool, the story box. My bad. About Tim Pool. We're talking about Tim Pool, but this is the story box YouTube channel.
Tim Pool and his guest Hotep Jesus, who I had no idea anything about him until I saw him on Tim Pool ripping into Kenny Owens and using reason, logic, and rationale, which is something that most people choose not to do nowadays. Right. I was like, well, I need to do some research into this guy. It turns out he's been on Joe Rogan, and turns out that he's actually quite intelligent. So I'm like, great. If anyone is criticizing Kenny Owens, it's because they've actually got a brain on them. They're just using what God gave them, their brain, to think about all the stuff that Kenny Owens has been saying and realizing, well, none of it adds up. None of it makes sense. And if we use her very own logic, it's quite interesting. Who has been the one that has benefited the most from the Charlie Kirk assassination? It's been obviously Kenny Owens. Now, I want to show you a couple of clips. There's several of them from the conversation, and I thank the person over on X for saying, Jay, you need to check this out. It's like over 45 minutes of them going through pretty much the whole Candy Owens accusation or allegations that supposedly or allegedly, because we've got to say that nowadays, right? Allegedly, France and Israel have teamed up and they're paid for, Emmanuel Macron paid for $1.5 million, a very specific number, ladies and gentlemen. And there is a French woman and a male Israeli assassin. They were both paid and they're both taking a break over the holiday, as it would seem. They're both taking Thanksgiving off, ladies and gentlemen, because Candy Owens' show is not airing this week. She's supposed to be in hiding. But nevertheless, the assassins have taken time off to have Thanksgiving abroad, as it would seem. But no, Candy has made this crazy claim that her life is in jeopardy and under threat from the French government and the Israeli government. And also Charlie Kirk's assassin was part of the 13th French Legionary Brigade. That whole thing. So guess who's the one that has benefited the most from Charlie Kirk's assassination? It's been Candace. So by Candace's very own logic, why don't we look into her? Why don't we have a look and see whether or not she's responsible for killing?
Thank you all so much for tuning in. I understand it might be some late for some of you. So thank you so much, Jimmy, for the new sub. Good night, Karma. You guys get some sleep. And I will definitely be back tomorrow. And oh Lord, Candace is gonna be doing her new episode. A new episode. She'll probably be talking about the doctors in the hospital again. Candace, you're gonna have to find something else to talk about, girl. All right, let's get back to it.
Charlie Kirk, because she's looking into or reading into what happened to Charlie Kirk and accusing all these other people. But why can't we criticize or why can't we look into her? Why can't we start asking questions about her? Exactly. Oh, no, don't ask the arbiter of truth, guys. Don't ask her. Forget about asking Candy Owens because she's in the right about everything, even though all of the stuff she's been saying is totally outlandish and totally crazy. Anyway, have a watch of Tim Pool and Hotep Jesus talking about Candy's logic. Have a watch.
No, but I brought this up last night. How come nobody is asking whether or not she's involved?
She's a suspect.
But hold on, like honest question. I don't know about suspect in Charlie's murder, but isn't it strange that she's not being censored by YouTube, despite as critical of Israel as she is, or Spotify or Apple, and that her own lawyers work out of the same building as the feds?
Yeah.
How come no one's talking about that? And that's an honest question. I'm not trying to make you assume anything. I'm saying for somebody who claims that you can't criticize Israel, she also brags she has the #1 podcast worldwide. She's propped up on YouTube with millions of views and the other podcast platforms with no takedown. Nick Fuentes is banned across the board. And then she accidentally points out that her own lawyers are registered at the same address as the feds. She had a response to this, that it was just a registered agent?
Well, no, that's what the internet sleuth said. The internet sleuth said that, they pulled the address from the Macron case, and apparently that her attorney's office has a registered agent at that address, which happens to be the same address as the feds, right? FBI and other high-level intelligence agencies, et cetera, right? But we got to zoom out and use Candace's logic. If you're using Candace's logic, who's benefited the most from Charlie Kirk's assassination? It's been Candace.
Her show's #1.
Her show's #1. TPUSA is in just utter dismay at this moment. So TPUSA.
Okay, Candace's show is not #1. It is #1 in the category of most viewed, downloaded episodes. She started talking about Charlie Kirk. It's not #1 in all categories on Earth. It's not even top 3. I wish they would specify that because it does give off the wrong impression. There's a difference in that. I mean, and we're just going based on what's research and evidence don't lie with the documentation, with the actual podcaster rating websites. She's not #1 in all categories on Earth, just in the category of the most viewed, downloaded. Like I pulled that up twice. I don't understand why people won't be specific about that.
Has to be taken off the table as a suspect. And we have to look at Candace because all she's done was, and this is messed up too, because if you are like really friends, like you toured the country with this guy, if you were really friends and you're using his assassination for your own benefit and monetizing it, like we just lost a great guy, Daniel Naroditsky in the chess world, right? And most of the chess guys, when they covered Daniel, they took the monetization, either turned it off on the video or donated it to Daniel's fund.
Right.
That's out of respect.
Candace
She's
has
not doing
that.
this. She's not taking the money.
How is she monetized?
Sponsors or YouTube? I don't know.
No, but she's got YouTube ads and like mainstream normal sponsors.
Right.
I gotta say, dude, I remember.
Share that.
You shouldn't got to do anything. I'm not gonna make that argument. I'm just wondering why it is that Nick Fuentes got deleted from Spotify and she's propped up and YouTube blasts her out to everybody.
It's very suspicious.
All great points from Tim and from Hotep. Now, I've had my disagreements with Tim Pool. In fact, I made a video the other day with Tim Pool trying to make the point like there's this fake moral outrage from the right over the whole Nick Fuentes platforming, because supposedly we don't get outraged because leftist platform, serial killers, all that sort of other stuff, because we know that everyone knows that being a serial killer is wrong. It's a little bit of a stretch, right? We know that it's morally wrong. So therefore, we do call it out. And therefore, we go, well, yes, most people, if you've got a brain on you, can see that that's wrong. And we want to get into the brain of a serial killer. Why did that person do it? It doesn't mean that we're going to go out there and we're going to become serial killers. However, when it comes to Nick Fuentes, there are people that are very vulnerable. And I'm not saying that it can't also happen with serial killers, because there can be very vulnerable people that may watch as well. So you've got to be careful. But then again, you're not really responsible, are you, for what a person says or how a person's mental state is. If that's the case, then we just shouldn't show anything on TV. It's just like, it's ridiculous to think that what we show is going to really change the landscape all the time, right? I think we just need to have better mental health overall. Like, we just need to have brains about us, but we're losing that. So, but when it comes down to Nick Fuentes, like I said, we have these very vulnerable minds that do end up believing what Nick is saying. And that is dangerous, because then they try and force us to go from what conservatism actually is and have morals and standings and all that sort of other stuff, to then going to the alt-right, which is where Nick is, this new version of conservatism. So yes, there is this, it's not fake, it's very real. That's what I was disagreeing with Tim about. And him having a go at Joel Berry, who's...
I'm going to tell y'all something. Let me just reiterate. Even if you're both conservatives, you may not agree on everything, because you're still human beings with your own mindset. You know, it's like saying, you know, no Democrat can be a Christian. Who said that? You have a lot of Democrats that are Christians. You have a lot of Republicans that are atheists. Like, we literally think that people should be put into constructs and into boxes simply because that's what we think it should be. So he has the right to agree with Tim Pool. If Tim Pool is more down the middle and he's not necessarily right or left wing leaning, then he's going to have people disagreeing with him on both sides either way. Wouldn't that be logical? If you're a neutral, down the middle type person, you report on this, whether you think it's something that left-leaning people want to hear or right-leaning people want to hear. I've covered, you know, the indictment with Letitia James. Grand jury still decided not to indict her again. A judge has decided he's not going to bring forth any more charges or charge her with anything. So basically, anything that's gone on with her mortgage stuff, where she's lying about people living in the house and they not living there and they are, and they're paying rent and they're not supposed to be. All this stuff where she has documentation showing one thing, and yet something else is happening in real life, and it's not adding up. I don't agree with that. No, you should either tell the truth on these documents, these bank documents, or you should be investigated when you lie. I agree with her filing a complaint against Novatech because they're a scam company that scammed 1.8 billion out of people internationally, worldwide. But when she does something that's not right, she should be investigated for it. Whether she's left or right leaning, it's irrelevant. Laws are laws. And be hurt because she's an attorney general who went to law school, she should definitely be held to the letter of the law. Because now you're tainting our judicial system, and it gives off this impression that our judicial branch of government has this extraordinary level of biasness. Just like you don't agree with, many people don't agree with anyone. I don't care if you're the president, I don't care if you're a judge, an attorney general, I don't care. If you're charged and convicted, you should be penalized. That's it. Whether you agree with the charges, you want to see in debate semantics, I don't care about that. Laws are laws. If you're charged and found guilty, you're convicted. There should be a sentencing guide that you're following. So what's the sentence here? It shouldn't be, oh, it's commuted. What do you mean? So this person should just get away with being convicted of a crime and suffer no penalty for it. So they're still going to act with impunity and they're not going to get any consequences for their actions. That's the same message I would say, whether it's the president or the attorney general. Because the law should not have a preference on anything. These sentencing guides are established for a reason. Laws are there for a reason. An ordinary person would not be able to get away with what a president or the attorney general did, especially if they're convicted of it. So if an ordinary person would get away with it, why should someone else get away with it? They shouldn't. At the very least, I was like, they should at least investigate Letitia James just to see what evidence and documentation comes out of this. They don't even want to do it. So, that's that. But it's jacked up no matter how you put it. You let me lie to the IRS, they're coming after me with money I don't even have. And won't care if I get skyrocketed to the poorhouse. She can afford to tell the truth. And she didn't. It's that simple. So you don't always have to agree. But at the very least, let's agree that laws should be enforced across the board. Period. And if you want to be that delusional, I don't know what to say. This might not be it for you. Laws are laws. You can't make this stuff up. So, of course, people are going to agree and disagree on certain things. Certain principles and, concepts. People are going to just disagree. Just because they disagree doesn't mean they can't find common ground on basic laws, basic principles that are fundamental to us all. Laws, our rights, protections that we are all afforded. I think there has to be something where we establish as facts and we agree to that being facts. You disagree on your politics, but there has to be some common ground. And he's saying this is one area where we just disagree, but it doesn't mean we're going to disagree with someone making these allegations without evidence. Candace has said a lot of dumb things with no evidence. No evidence. I'm still waiting on her to post up some evidence. Evidence about this so-called assassination attempt and these payments paid from a club de sang. She said there's a paper trail. Someone called her from the French government. Some high-ranking employee called her about it. Said they've seen it. And yet she didn't ask them to email her the actual paper trail, the transactions. See, the candy asses don't like to even touch on that because it would mean that they would have to say either she posted the evidence or she lied. And of course, they're not going to do that to their Lord and Savior, Candace Owens, to them. But that's a fundamental fact. If you have evidence, post it up. Otherwise, no one is inclined to believe you because you said it. No one has to just say because she said so and then take that as a fact. That's not a fact. That's her saying something. Who cares? That's what it comes down to with this. So you can have a disagreement on other principles, but then say when it comes to someone making statements that are allegations and accusations, they need to have evidence or else they're lying. And she's not being, there's no consequences she's suffering here. Any other content creator would have already had their YouTube channel taken down 3 times over. You can't make this up.
Forward for America. It's disgusting to have someone like Nick. You may disagree with all the stuff that he says. You can say that it's horrible, it's hateful, but why platform him? I understand, believe it or not, I understand more about platforming a serial killer and asking them questions, trying to get into their brain. More than I do platforming someone like Nick, because we know exactly where he stands. He's never been shy about what he's been saying. Someone that has killed multiple people, you don't necessarily know why they did it. Why they did it was horrible, but why did they do it? Like, I want to actually know. I'm curious. And for someone like myself, I would never go out there and commit the same atrocities because it also stands as a warning. Don't do it. Or otherwise you'll end up like this crazy person that is in a prison cell. You got caught. Whereas Nick, on the other hand, you'll end up, like him, being a hateful, bigoted racist. And yes, I'm using those terms correctly because he hates women. He is a Hitler lover, a Holocaust denier, a Stalin apologist as well. The list goes on. So why in the world do you want that in conservatism and prop him up and say like he's good? We're not propping people on the left into the serial killer. We're not propping them up and saying it's good. We know it's bad. Whereas Nick, everyone's going, oh, he's good. There's a big difference there. Anyway, have a watch of this clip. This is in response to why nobody in Turning Point has had the balls to call out Candy Owens. Have a watch.
I have met a lot of people. I've been talking to some, I'm done being diplomatic. I've been saying that for a while. I've been talking to a handful of people in and around Turning Point, and particularly about things Candace has been saying, and nobody has the balls to speak out and do anything.
Yeah.
When Megyn Kelly was on stage with Ben Shapiro and he said that Candace claimed that Erica murdered Charlie Kirk, Megyn Kelly immediately said, well, I don't watch Candace. I have no idea that she said something like that. And the important thing you got to consider, I criticize Candace Owens. I also think she's very good and very smart on a lot of things too. I'm trying to call it like I see it, but on this, I think this is absolutely, this is BS, and I think she knows it's BS.
Hey, Diane.
I believe Megyn Kelly said what she said because she's afraid of offending Candace Owens' audience and Candace herself, because Candace is powerful with 7 million followers on one platform, 10 on another, getting millions of views per episode. I have no such fears or concerns. And I've talked to a lot of people in and around Turning Point that will tell you explicitly they are reeling from what she is doing. She is causing strife inside and outside of and around Turning Point, but they're all too cowardly to say anything because her audience is big and they feel they'll make it worse. And I'm like, yeah, you probably would. But I'll tell you this, sitting back and letting her do 2 months of shows where she's now insinuating they're trying to assassinate her and the French killed Charlie and just saying these things, which are just the craziest things imaginable. Look, is this really where the right wants to go? Because I got to be honest with you, I'm not interested in being part of a movement that won't speak out against this stuff. And I'm going to say this too, okay? Tucker can interview whoever he wants. I will defend. We had this big debate on last Friday, and all of these, I guess, like, I don't know what faction you call this. Who are these guys, the conservative side, that like hate Nick? You know what I mean?
That hate Nick?
Yeah, like the people who are saying
Christian conservatives?
No, it's like,
Establishment, right?
I guess. You got the Babylon Bee guys. I'm a fan of the Babylon Bee. I like those guys, but they're very much like, we will not tolerate these people on the right who are bad, but they'll very much tolerate progressives who do some things worse.
Yeah.
Okay.
I defended Tucker Carlson's right to interview anybody. I think Tucker's great. I disagree with him on a lot of things. I think Nick is absolutely abhorrent on a lot of things, the Hitler stuff he said, but I also see there's reasons why young people are following him. I think Candace is right on a lot of things, but there are too many people that are just too scared to speak out and call it out. I'm hearing behind the scenes people saying, well, we can't have infighting right now. It's getting worse. It's getting bad. And I'm like, dude, if you guys want to sit back and just let this happen to the conservative movement, like, by all means.
Yeah, I have a question. What's a Bernie bro? What does that mean? What's a Bernie bro? What is that? Now I'm just, whatever you're saying is true, is what Candace said. Candace, John, okay? Candace, not Dice. It said about her assassination. What assassination? I'm waiting on the payments to be posted from this high-ranking French government employee, she said, called her, even though we don't know who that person is, and she has not posted up any payments that allegedly the French president paid this club de sang. That came out of her mouth. Where are the payments at? Can you all please get your cult leader to post up one transaction of this paper trail? Are you all scared to ask her to post up evidence? I don't care about planes that she cannot connect to the actual assassination, because she has not pointed out one person on these planes that pulled the trigger. It's irrelevant. It's a moot point. Any judge will tell her that. These planes have nothing to do with the assassination. You can't even put the people on the plane in the actual event at UVU. So who cares? Let's not pretend like, planes from other countries don't fly into USA. Is that what she has a problem with? Is this something she's just now learning and discovering? International flights coming to the United States of America. Candace, those planes would not have been able to stay in our airspace if we did not know why they were here. The United States would not allow planes from any country to just enter our airspace, and we don't know why they're in our airspace, let alone land on U.S. soil. We would shoot them out of the air. That is how that works. It's that simple. She can read and research this stuff and pull it up, but she won't do that because, that's too much like right. And then her audience, might just make the mistake of reading. They may mistakenly read and then realize, wait a minute. So if the U.S. knows who's in our airspace, if it's an international flight, and we know why they landed on our soil, you can't say that they should not have been here because obviously the U.S. allowed them to be here, right? If they were able to land, it's because we found out why they were here, or else we would have shot them out of the sky because we don't play that. Are you kidding me? Our Air Force would not have played that. The fact they landed is because we knew who they are. The U.S., if they're contractors with the military or subcontractors with the United States military, we know why they're here. And Candace is sitting here trying to connect these Egyptian flights to the assassination of Charlie Kirk when she can't even pinpoint one of the people on the plane to have been at the actual campus the moment Charlie Kirk was shot. That is how you do a connection, Candace. So who was on the planes to the candy asses? Go ask your cult leader. All the people that were on the plane. Why don't you all identify them? And then identify them being in the crowd at UVU. Because that's how you do some research and connect some dots. Go ask your cult leader that. Until then, I don't give a damn about these two planes. They have no interest to me. I'm worried about who pulled the trigger on the gun. And if Candace Owens wants to say it's not Tyler James Robinson, then who did it? So we can lock up the bad guy. Because Candace, we want to lock up the bad guy. Because Erica Kirk has a protection order, for her and her children, remember? That gag order you thought applied to you when it doesn't? Because you want to invoke yourself into this? There's no gag order with Candace's name in it. Are the candy ass cult followers going to admit to that? Yes, Lady Luck Club, we know that there was no gag order for Candace. So are you going to admit she lied? When she said she was going to violate a gag order? She did that for attention. She's invoking herself in this case that she doesn't even care about. She says she doesn't care about the investigation. So why is she trying to impersonate an investigator all of a sudden? Because it's impersonation, Candace. You're not doing anything helpful. This is what I don't understand. The candy asses won't ask questions, but then they're too scared to say she lied about something. We get it, Lady Luck Club. She lied about the gag order. There was nothing for her to violate. It had nothing to do with her. We get it. You're right. Reasonable thought. What's a Bernie bro? Can somebody tell me what a Bernie bro is? What does that mean? What is Bernie bro? Who's Bernie? Because for some reason somebody's been called a Bernie bro, and I don't know why. What is a Bernie bro? Who's Bernie? Who are they talking about when they say Bernie? I'll wait for somebody to tell me in the chat. Tell me who Bernie is, so we can move on in life.
I'm not interested. You know what I mean? I'll go live in a van down by the river. I'll make videos and do commentary on the things that I think are
Bernie
true.
Sanders?
But Megyn Kelly then came out and she was like, I reviewed after what Ben said. And that was...
Is Tim Pool a Bernie Sanders supporter? Y'all really think he's a Bernie Sanders supporter? Does Tim Pool look like a Bernie Sanders supporter? What has he said to indicate he's a Bernie Sanders supporter? Has he ever said that? Yes, he is. He's a Bernie Sanders supporter. He was. Is he now? Yeah, I'm asking truthfully. Who was a Bernie bro? Okay, I got it. All right. I'm trying to understand who is Bernie and why is people saying that? All right, got it. So he was a Bernie Sanders supporter. Got it. Moving on.
It's not true. And it's like, listen, any reasonable person can see what Candace is saying and see the implication that either Erica is completely ignorant to the assassins around her who murdered her husband or was in some way knowledgeable or involved in what was going on. The idea that she doesn't know she's saying this is silly. And again, I'm going to say this. I doubt she'll respond to this. She doesn't need to. She's got a bigger show, right? But starting off a post about how you've confirmed with the White House receipt that they're trying to murder you and our show will be off the air absolutely is an intent to imply I'm going into hiding, even though it's actually just Thanksgiving.
Correct.
Tim Pool thinks it's BS. this whole Kenny Owens scheme. He can see it. He knows it's BS. Hotep knows it's BS. There's been quite a few people that know that it's complete and utter BS. In fact, I know that it's BS. And I think it's quite interesting in the last video they were making, who has stood to profit the most from Charlie's death? Candace. Simple. She's not donating any of the funds. She's keeping all the money that she's made. Millions of dollars, more than likely. And you know why that is? Because she's facing a very dangerous lawsuit at the moment. A very dangerous one. She recently, the third time, filed to dismiss the lawsuit. No one's talking about that. So people are actually afraid in Turning Point because they know the firestorm that Candace Owens is causing. So if you really did care about Charlie and you really were friends with him, why throw his name through the mud like you are? See, Charlie's real friends, like Frank Turek, for example, they've been going around and doing talks and speaking quite highly of Charlie and criticizing Candace because she's doing harm. They're receiving death threats, man. And now Candace wants to play the victim of the whole thing. But unless Turning Point grows a spine and says enough is enough, Candace, stop. She's going to continue and make it even worse. And like I said in the last video that I made about this, Candace is that crazy person that would attempt to fake an assassination attempt. She is that crazy. And I hope that she doesn't try it. I really do hope she doesn't do it, because she is that woman that cried wolf many times over. And if Tim can see it, and he's sick and tired of it, like, I may not agree with Tim on a lot of stuff, but this one in particular, I think he's hit the nail on the head because he's very much in line with what I've been saying. I'm not scared. I've been making video after video, 1, sometimes 2, sometimes 3 a day about this mad woman. Because the more you make and the more people start calling her out, the better it will be. Because more people start realizing and catching on that she's full of it. And I hope that actually happens. Sick of grifters. Anyway, that was one of them. So here's the final one. Goes for about 4 minutes and we'll end on this. So all this assumptive reasoning is followed by plausible deniability. So she can just wipe her hands clean and go, did nothing. I didn't say that. Not at all. Have a watch.
The big story. We'll start with a post from Candace Owens, who's got 6.5 million views on this post as of this morning with 17,000 retweets, saying our show will be off the air this week. As an update, both the White House and our counterterrorism agencies have confirmed receipt of what I reported publicly. Emmanuel Macron attempted to organize my assassination, per a source close to the first couple. Also, I will again state that the French legionnaires were involved in Charlie Kirk's assassination, but they did not act alone. For all of you who doubted my claims, you can now look to the President of the United States and our intelligence communities to issue a statement to confirm whether I am telling the truth. I'm just going to start right off the bat and say it. And you know, I recognize there is a challenge in covering a story like this and trying to break these things down, to be honest, because there are faithful individuals to her and her audience who trust her. And if you approach someone outside of your group as an enemy or at least as an other, they will immediately ignore you. So the first thing I will say is you learn this working for nonprofits, any kind of sales. Rapport is the first and most important thing you have to do to convince someone. However, I will say this to you, my friends. I am not here to try and trick you into believing something. I am going to say it as is. And if people don't want to hear that, that's just too bad. You don't got to listen to me. The first thing I'm going to point out that starting the post off with our show will be off the air this week, followed up by the White House has confirmed receipt of what I reported, the assassination attempt. This is we call this in social engineering, assumptive reasoning, manipulation 101. It is when you combine, and you guys have.
Here's the thing that's so crazy. when you read this and then you say, okay, the average reasonable person would deduce that she's saying her show will be off the air for a week because of her so-called perceived assassination attempt threat, right? But when you say that, then candy-ass cult followers come in and say, no, she was off because it was Thanksgiving. But why didn't she say that? Why didn't the cult leader say that herself? Why would she say my show's going to be off air for a week? and then lead it with all of this right after that regarding this so-called assassination attempt to which she still has not provided any evidence for. Candace, where's the text message you sent to the FBI agent? She texted the FBI, but she didn't file a formal complaint to the FBI. Why? Because everyone else would have to do that. You text message them. So where's the text, Candace? Because wouldn't you be repeating the same things you've already said in a video? What's the evidence from the payments made from Club to Sun? You put that out there, but you don't post the actual transactions. You understand this paper trail thing is a joke. So what was the text message about? If she's already said everything else out on Twitter X or on her YouTube channel, why can't she post up the text message she sent to that FBI agent? How about the note that she sent over to Trump that had, that they confirmed was put on his desk? Not that they're investigating, because, the White House is not an investigatory unit. They're the executive branch of government, Candace. Candace, you're bad at this, girl. They're the executive branch of government. Our judicial branch of government includes the investigatory agencies, like specifically the FBI. What you telling Trump is what? He's already going to find out. You don't think he knows what you're talking about on your show? He also knows that you sat here and you called him a coward too. So, whatever. Is the phone call real? Did Trump really call her and say, can you please stop talking about the First Lady of France? Like, did that happen?
Heard me talk about this all the time. Is when you combine two unrelated statements to make it seem like they are related. The news does this. The corporate press does this all the time.
Exactly.
So you get the point. Starting off, I have contacted the White House. They have confirmed receipt of the assassination plot against me with our shows off the air. What I have already heard from people, they believe she's taking her show off the air this week because she feels.
Uh-oh. Somebody asked me a question. Candace is number one. No, she's not. She had the most downloaded videos. You got to read. Reading is fundamental. There's a category to which she was number one. She's not number one overall. You want to ask who I am? I'm the one that she's taking these slogans from. Because you want to see it. Yeah. I'm going to help you out. You know who I am. Yeah. Okay, let's get to it. Let me show you who I am. Candace, you're bad at this, girl. You're bad at this. Yeah, I'm the one she's taking these quotes from. Yeah, because she don't say this. I do. Candace, I'm going to start charging you every time you say it. $7,000. Your dear leader wouldn't have to sit here and take quotes from me if I wasn't somebody. Candace knows that I'm the one that emailed the University of Rhode Island about her damn degree, because that's journalism. I didn't need to dox her. I didn't need to put out any information that's not already out there to the public. That's who I am. Candace can tell you who I am. You got your damn eye. It's not a number one podcast. You folks don't read shit. No. I'm the one she's taking these quips from. If you start hearing her say heifer, she got it from me. You heifer. You got to sit here and explain how you're number one. That goes against all the evidence online. But you want to sit here and say, why are people saying that I took off my show for a week? I was on Thanksgiving vacation. No, you posted this nonsense up. Candace, you posted up that nonsense talking about an assassination attempt to which you still refuse to post receipts of the payments. The candy has to sit here and they dodge and deflect and they dip and they duck from that. And I'm not letting up. Where are the payments, the transactions, the paper trail that this high-ranking French government employee told Candace about? Why didn't she ask for that evidence? I don't care about her being the number one downloaded podcaster with views and videos, because she's doing it for that purpose. Because no one makes videos for people not to watch. You're doing commentary and doing videos. You want people to watch it. but she is doing it off the death of someone she considered a friend, while she's too afraid to face his wife face to face. She was number one in a specific category. I even read it and pulled it up twice. But yet and still, they won't say where the damn payments are that some high-ranking French government official, employee or whatever, called her and told her was being made from the president of France to Club de Sang. Where are those transactions? Why don't you ask your cult leader to post them up? We want that evidence. We want the damn evidence. That's it. The evidence. That's all we want.
Fears she's going to be assassinated. She's lying low. That was the assumption she was trying to create with the post. Now, this also creates plausible deniability where she will then say, I never said that. But I'm going to tell you this right now. As, 15 years ago, I'm hanging out at Hackerspaces. The school of hacking that I was very much involved in is called social engineering.
School of the Hard
which is basically human hacking. Almost all of the hacking that you've heard of, like a major hack occurred and the grid went down, was not computer code, computer manipulation. It is manipulation of people. For example, what you do is you call an office, and don't do this, by the way, but this is one of the things they do. You call an office and say, hey, this is Jim down in IT. We're doing some repairs. Is this Janice? And she'll be like, yes. But I need you to do me a favor because we're trying to fix the network. Is there a black box next to your computer? It is. You see the wire? Is there a yellow wire coming out? Okay. Can you read the numbers off the back of that? And they go, sure. What does that matter? And then they've just given you access to the entire network. They've given you the passwords, all of these things. This is what Candace is doing. It's intended to create assumptive reasoning followed by plausible deniability. There's no reason to make this post, followed by I can confirm receipt of what I reported publicly. For many people who don't understand, it sounds like the White House is confirming in some capacity that what she's saying is true. What she's actually saying is that she got a read on a text message. She texted someone, hey, they're trying to kill me. And it said red. And she goes, I got confirmed receipt from the White House. It's all manipulative language.
Who's she saying that to?
Saying the French Legionnaires are involved in Charlie Kirk's assassination. I'm going to go ahead and say this. I have no problem saying it. I absolutely might be wrong. Candace may be right about everything. I think she's very intelligent. I think she knows what she's doing. And this could all be true. But I would be willing to bet, let's just call it a handsome sum of money, that what she's saying is just completely false.
When Tim Pool gets it right, he gets it right. He knows it's assumptive reasoning. Right? It's a psychological
Candace, you owe me
tactic.
$7,000.
And I've spoken about it a number of times too. I can see through Candace quite easily. And it's like, I don't know if you guys remember, but not that long ago, I've made several videos now of it doesn't take much at all. You listen to it for more than 10 seconds, or even you piece together things that she said in the past, and it doesn't corroborate. Doesn't make any sense. It's all over the place. There's no evidence at all. And when there is no consistency, the only consistent thing she's been good at is lying. It creates that plausible deniability aspect of, I'll accuse you and people will have their assumption, and then she'll go, I didn't say that.
Let me explain something to you all about plausible deniability. You can't keep saying it over and over and over and over and over and over again, because the more you say it, the more you give validity to it. The less plausible it is that you're saying this as an opinion or an assumption, and you're trying to immortalize it as a fact. It's no longer just a theory you've thought about once or twice. If you say the same thing over and over again in 6 episodes straight, back to back, you cannot stand before a judge and say plausible deniability. That is not a legal defense. That's like saying tactical stupidity. Or saying the same thing as, willful ignorance. Those are not legal defenses. Because you've said this 6 different times in 6 different videos. And she said it as a fact that France is trying to assassinate me. I have the clip. Candace, I snipped that. I snipped it when you said that. I snipped it. The country of France tried to assassinate me. She didn't say that as some sort of opinion. She said this as a matter of fact. So when you're out here and you're repeating this nonsense over and over again, and you're saying it as a matter of fact with no evidence, it's no longer plausible deniability. This is what you're stating as a fact with no evidence. That's called lying. You can't go to court and say the country of France tried to assassinate me. Well, I was just theorizing that. No, you made an affirmative statement and you did it with zero evidence to support it. Even when you said someone called you from the French government, some high ranking employee, and they told you that they saw payments, transactions being paid to Club de Sang from the French president. You didn't disclose who that person was or their title or their ranking. You didn't even ask for a copy of those transactions to be emailed to you. But you sit here and you take information from your tip line you don't know how to vet. So when you're being trolled, Candace, you have no idea. You said the country of France tried to assassinate me. She didn't say, it's my belief and my theory based on this, this, and this. Just my theory that they tried to assassinate me. No. This is an affirmative statement. There's no guesses in this. You don't walk away thinking that she's still confused about it. She affirms this when she makes the statement. The average reasonable person, especially if they were sitting in a jury of her peers, would read this and say, what did she make a guesstimate or an assumption? What's the theory in this? She's making a statement where she is affirmed and sure of it. This is an allegation. She's not confused in this. I think that it was the country of France. I think it was one or two people in France. Possibly the French Legionnaire could be involved. I don't know, but I'm still looking into the information. Like nothing. I'm waiting on this high-ranking French government employee to send me over an email of all the transactions that they claimed that they saw. And until I see those emails, I'm not going to say that there is any evidence to support this. Why can't she say that? Candace, the Macrons are suing you, and we're ready for you to proceed forward with scheduling a hearing on the motion to dismiss. Stop stalling the damn lawsuit. Stop stalling it. Stop deflecting from it. Once again, you're showing everyone that you're being a coward. If you want to get to the discovery phase, why in the world would you file a motion to dismiss twice? And that can be proven. She literally filed a motion to dismiss twice in that lawsuit, but she's not trying to request a hearing on the motion. She's not trying to push towards the discovery phase. She wants the case dismissed, even though she lied and said, I don't want the case dismissed on Tucker Carlson show. This is not plausible deniability. This is an affirmative statement where you're accusing the country of France trying to assassinate you with no evidence. This is not tactical stupidity or willful ignorance. And she has said this time and time again, just like she said it was a fact that Brigitte Macron was born a man. Candace has a problem with telling the truth and reporting facts because, definitions of terms go over her head. Candace, you're bad at this, girl. You're bad at this. There you go. Candace, you are bad at this. You understand? This is what we are. She's not confused on this. Where are those transactions from that French high-ranking government employee that they saw where you said is obviously a paper trail? Candace, where is the paper trail? Why do you have someone call you, playing on the phone, talking about they saw something for transactions and there's a paper trail, and you don't even ask them to email it to you? Do a screenshot and email it to me right now. Do not hang up until you email me that. She could demand to know names of some kids at a college campus, but she didn't demand those receipts from this French government employee. Are you meaning to tell me she will sit here and post up photos of some college kids at campus because they're wearing maroon shirts, but she didn't ask the French government employee to email her those payments and that paper trail she claims exist, and told this government employee, don't hang up this damn phone until I get the emails of all those transactions you said is being sent over to Club Descent. I want all those emails right the hell now. Email it to me. I'm going to give you a whole different email address. I don't even want you to send it to my tip line. No, I want you to send me this directly. You mean to tell me she got off the phone with that person and didn't send her not one email? She let that happen? We're not talking about nothing else right now but that evidence. Candace let that happen. She let that conversation come to a close. She let that phone call come to a conclusion without getting the email sent to her of this paper trail. Because that's called evidence. Now you can have this documentation sent to you. I don't want to hear nothing about no damn planes or nothing else right now. Where are the transactions that were paid to Club Descent that she put out in a post that someone from France government called her and told her existed? Where are those damn transactions? Why did she get off the phone and let this person hang up the phone before they sent her that email? Why did she ask for it? I'm not talking about Israel right now. I want the candy ass cult members to go ask your dear leader, why didn't you get a copy of those transactions? Why didn't you ask them to email it to you? How does that make sense? How does that make sense for you to have a conversation with someone in France that told you that payments were made to a club and they saw it and you didn't ask them, where did they see it? Was this on a laptop, an iPad, a phone? Documentation? Can they do a screenshot? Can they scan it and upload it as a PDF file? Can they email it to you right now? You didn't even bother to ask, Candace. You're bad at this, girl. I ain't studying no planes right now. I want the transactions. I want the transactions. I'm not talking about somebody else's country. I'm talking about the transactions to prove that somebody paid somebody in France and that some French government employee laid eyes upon this paper trail. Why didn't she ask the person, whomever she talked to? She didn't even say it was a man or woman. Why didn't she ask them to email it to her? Send an e-fax. Why? Person could go up to the screen and take a photo of it. She's the one that said, someone called her saying these transactions, they're real. They exist, girl. You won't believe it. Went to this club of 100. Club Descent. They just like to sit around and eat a meal and drink wine all day. You won't believe this. I just saw these payments. What method of payment? How are they being paid? Is it a wire transfer? Are these EFTs? What is this? Can you take a photo of it and text it to me right quick? Why didn't she ask that? Then, why didn't she ask about that? Why don't the Candace cult members go ask her that and demand she post it up? Because she's bad at this. And you know it. I'm not here to sensationalize a damn thing. I want the payments, Candace. I want to see the transactions. From the president to this club, you said some government employee in the French government told you existed, and you didn't bother to ask them to email it to you. And that's not the information you want to post up, but you want to post up photos of kids wearing maroon shirts and somehow want people to dox them and give you their information. Never mind the payments for your so-called assassination attempt in the country of France. What the are we talking about? Why is that more important? Why is the photos of these kids wearing maroon shirts more important than these payments that someone called you and claimed exist and there's a paper trail? Why didn't you get the paper trail, Candace? You're supposed to be some sort of a journalist, right? Why didn't you get the paper trail? Now you want all the friends to do it for you. That's lazy as hell, Candace. You're bad at this, girl. Tell your cult leader to post the payments up. Tell her to do it. It's that simple. If she has the evidence, tell her to post it. If she doesn't, then you have to start questioning if she's telling the truth. Because how else do you verify that this incident occurred? How do you verify this call occurred? We haven't even seen a call log. What was the phone number they called you from, Candace? Hell, what's the name of the French government employee? You want to dox everybody else because they're wearing maroon shirts? Name the French government employee then. Name them. What is the name of this French government employee? What is their job title? What is their ranking? You said they're close to the French couple. Are they a relative? Their cousin? What's their relation to the French couple? Best friends since high school? How does this go? No information about that caller. But yet they got the key to all this so-called paper trail that exists that could prove that there's some sort of an assassination attempt between the president and this club and some female French assassin and some male Israeli operative. You understand? Sometimes you got to say this stuff out loud for you to hear how stupid it is. This came out of Candace Owens' mouth. While the boys club is sitting here talking about one of 3 birthdays is coming up. And he's telling her no. Immediately no. When Turning Point USA says, come out and confront us face to face, girl. Because she's too afraid to face Erica Kirk. And y'all talking about Israel. Candace owes me $7,000 for this. You do not get to steal my quotes, girl. All right, you heifer. All right, let's get back to you. Can't make this stuff up. This is unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Even though she did, and she'll allude to it, it's the whole Erica Kirk thing. When Ben Shapiro pointed out to Megyn Kelly that Candace has been accusing Erica Kirk. And then Megyn Kelly goes, oh, but she didn't say that. Which immediately I was going, Megyn Kelly, you're dumb. Because if you can't see it and you are supposed to be a smart lawyer, what's going on?
Oh, Lord. Megyn Kelly is a lawyer? Are you serious? Megyn Kelly went to somebody's law school? Is that for real? Megyn Kelly went to law school. Oh, shout out to you, Tavares. We had a good time over there at Information Man Show. You can't make this up. Megyn Kelly went to law school. You gotta be kidding me. Oh, no. But she lied and said, I don't know Candace Owens. We're not friends. I don't watch her show. I don't take in that type of content. Back to back to back to back. Wow. Megyn Kelly is just proving that attorneys are liars. You can't make this up.
Didn't understand the assumptive reasoning, her alluding to something.
I didn't know that.
I didn't get that.
Honey.
But yet somehow Tim Pool can.
I can't believe this.
Makes you think, doesn't it? Even more. Why? So I'm glad that Tim Pool got this one right. I'm glad that he did.
You can't make this up.
Glad that Hotep got it right too. And I'm sure that many of you watching also get it right. And if you're a fan of Candace, ask yourself why. Anyway, that's enough from me. But you guys take care. God bless, and I'll see you all in the next video.
Frank Turek also.
Y'all, shout out to chicks on the right. Candy ass cult members don't ask why. They just come over here for the banter. They know I'm gonna fuss at them. Then they get mad and want to announce, I'm leaving. Oh no. To the cult members, y'all do know I don't give a damn, right? You'll be back tomorrow.
Spoke on the show, on Charlie Kirk's show yesterday, and you can tell that he, as Ashley Judd would say, has reached the level. What is it? The up, which he can no longer put.
Right.
He has reached that up, as you will hear in this tiny little fragment of his appearance on.
Strains credulity to suggest
that people within that organization, people that he handpicked himself, somehow murdered him. If you're going to suggest that, you better have a lot of evidence, and I have seen none of it. It's unconscionable that anyone would say this without evidence. You can slander, you can say what if, you can have all sorts of innuendo.
Let me correct him on that. You cannot slander. Slander falls under defamation. And defamation is not protected as free speech under the First Amendment. So no, you cannot slander. Actually, that's what lands you in a court of law being sued. Ain't that right, Candace? Candace is learning the hard way, y'all. The Candy ass cult members, they just gonna be right there listening on my videos as I report everything that occurs in those courtrooms, in those hearings, as Candace proceeds through this case after her motion to dismiss is denied because she's already obliterated that defense. You do know that her defense on the motion to dismiss was about a lack of jurisdiction. Candace admitted that she has LLCs registered in the state of Delaware. Candace, you're bad at this, girl. You can't make this stuff up.
Those and insinuations, that's not evidence. You can have dreams, you can have hunches, you can have vibes. That is not evidence.
Agreed. He's so freaking right. He's so right.
And we need to show the sign again. I just saw, I think it was Cheryl who said, my suggestion is that you don't cover any of the Candace stories. We just explained this. We just
were you around
at the beginning of the show.
What's up, Cheryl?
Rewind.
Go back to the beginning.
There's a very important reason why we're covering it. And no one, and I'm
First of all, they have the right to cover whatever the hell they want. I mean, I don't understand this. Y'all know the Candy ass cult members don't get to tell me what to do on my channel, right? That's why they keep coming back. They enjoy the banter. Candy ass cult members, y'all don't tell nobody what to do. You're just gonna have to be mad and keep your pouty faces on and just pout and just, keep announcing you're leaving while you still stay. Jesus loves the trolls as well.
I mean, no one explains it better than Tim Pool, who went on such a beautiful rant yesterday that I almost needed a cigarette after watching it.
Like I almost too. It was fantastic.
Yeah. So good. He's actually saying like everything that we have been trying to say
but he's
forever.
But he's actually
huge.
He has a huge audience and we don't. So hearing him say it, we were like, thank you, Jesus.
Yes.
Thank you. Yes.
He understands that this is not just about Candace. This is so much bigger than her.
Yes.
And I'll just let you hear. This is just a little bit of his rant, but I think I captured the most important pieces.
It's Hugh. He says, Tim, I work in construction and experience the same thing. My coworkers are all in on the Charlie Kirk conspiracies. Yeah. If the Republicans lose in the midterms, I believe that Candace Owens is wholly responsible.
Yep. Thank you. No,
she is one of the biggest podcasts on the right doing everything to go to war with the organization that helped get Trump elected.
Yep.
Turning Point specifically was going out and registering people to vote. Without Charlie, it's in trouble. Turning Point needs to be able to go out and rally young people and register them to vote. And she's doing everything she can to destroy that. And that is going to, I suppose, it's going to rip out the coffers on the right. There is no organization like Turning Point that exists anywhere else that has the resources and the reach. And without Charlie, I'm not sure that they can make it. But I can tell you this, Candace lighting a Molotov and throwing it to the window is not helping. And it's the most demoralizing thing ever. Additionally, all of the fucking cowards on the right who are too scared to say anything about her. Because she tweets at me talking shit or whatever, and then a bunch of people come and flood our chat. I could give a single flying fuck. You can come and you can burn everything I have to the ground, and I will happily live in a van down by the river. I don't care to be number one. I don't need to be number one. What I care about is what is true and what will help this country and what works. And she is a fucking scumbag. Okay. And she's getting worse every day. And she crossed the line. She continually crosses the line every day, insinuating the Turning Point literally killed the guy who made them all rich. And I hear this in the streets. And at a certain point, I'm like, holy shit, we're going to lose the midterms. We're going to lose the midterms. Then we're going to lose in 2028. And it's because she's a piece of shit. Because instead of saying, guys, let's come together and figure out how to work together, she says the stupidest retarded crap. And now everybody's running around divided and broken.
Injected into my veins, injected all into my veins.
All the way. All the freaking way.
I mean, finally, right? We've been sitting there and people are like, oh my God, this is why. You guys, it matters. We talked to Chip Roy yesterday and we tried to ask him about this. Politicians don't know. They don't know what they have. They're completely oblivious to this shit. They don't know what's going on. They're just like, well, I mean, I support Israel.
We got to work together.
Let's all just like, this is what they say. And we're like, okay, no clue. We are out here trying to explain to you that this is the stuff that matters. It will matter in the midterms. It will matter in the big elections. It's going to matter. She is trying to just destroy everything. And it matters because there are people on the right who are buying into this bullshit. It matters. We're fracturing. We're watching it happen in real time. This is not our even like fourth rodeo. Okay. We've been doing this for almost 20 years and we're watching it happen in real time. We're fracturing right before our eyes. That's why we talk about it. Because we don't want that to happen because we have kids. Yeah. And we don't want to see our country like be taken over by freaking socialists and commies. And it will happen.
I mean, it's true. And I see somebody's asking us to call out Meghan. I mean, I feel like we have. This is one of the things that we've been so disappointed about because I don't understand her rationale for not covering it because she's been so fearless about covering everything else.
Everybody else,
and I love her. So to me, I'm just bewildered. Like what makes this particular topic so off limits for her? I don't understand it.
So about a month ago, I knew I needed a little bit of a reset. I was eating way too much sugar. And so I tried Prolon. My daughter-in-law and I did it. She wanted to lose a little bit of weight. She wanted to start a weight loss program. And I just wanted to get off sugar. And so we both did it. I really liked it, you guys, because it did help me get off all the sugar I was eating. It's a 5-day fasting mimicking diet. Okay.
Oh, Lord, are they doing the sponsor?
Can't stop. I think I lost a few pounds, but that's healthierlife.com.
At us anymore.
Listen,
it's too important.
We'll live in the same van with him down by the river. I don't care. Listen,
we're not giving a and we're gonna call it out. And I know we get so much hate on Instagram, on Twitter about it. I don't care. I am in the same camp when it comes to not giving a flying fuck if people come at us anymore. Listen, it's too important. We're living
they're going here. Oh, Candace. Oh, girl. Candace, I'm about to start calling you children of the corn. She got people cussing and fussing and mad and yelling and screaming. Boo. I fuss regardless of whether I fuss regardless. I fuss at Umar and the Umar Tardians. I fuss at Candace and the Candy asses. I fuss at everybody. I'm an equal opportunity fusser. Okay. They going in.
Same van with him down by the river. I don't care.
Oh,
just tell people what the truth is. We don't care. We don't have the platform these people have. We never have. And we've always stayed true. We haven't changed. You can look at what we said 17 years ago. It's exactly the same. You know who hasn't? Candace, Tucker, a lot of these other people. They've changed. Why is that? Why is that, y'all?
And I think that, I mean, it's a perfect segue because the Tucker is an issue and Nick Fuentes and Candace. This is like the trifecta of evil to me. This is the new axis of evil is those three people. And they're going to lose us the election. We are going to turn into a Marxist hellscape because of how much they have divided conservatives, how much they've destroyed the very organization.
Yeah, I'm not.
And so, hell yes, we're going to keep talking about it. And what they've also done, and this was something that Tyler Boyer from TPUSA pointed out, they've made it so that only 1 in 4 people, less than 25% of people, even believe that Charlie Kirk's assassin, Tyler Robinson, is a leftist. That's how cloudy this whole investigation has become because of all of her bees and her.
I'm be very honest. I don't care if he's a left or right. He's a murderer. Bottom line. That to me. I don't want to make that political. He's a murderer. And like I told you all last week, if Candace and the Candy asses have any evidence to show the actual shooter that Candace believes out there is out there somewhere, why don't they just tell us who the other shooter is? She doesn't believe Tyler James Robinson, even though all the evidence points towards him. But she doesn't believe Tyler James Robinson. Candace, who is the shooter? Why don't you put that person's photo up of the person that had the gun and pulled the trigger? You know, because Tyler James Robinson confessed to this. Why don't you post up the bad guy, Candace? That way, we can at least make sure the bad guy is off the street. See, this is why she can't face Erica Kirk. Because Erica Kirk believes the FBI investigation. Erica Kirk has a protection order that is protecting her and her kids, just in case anyone else is involved. And they want to try to go, finish the job. And how would Candace really feel if something happened to Erica Kirk again? I don't think she would care. She can't even face her. She didn't even go to Charlie Kirk's memorial. These kids are covered under that protection order as well. Candace talking about, I don't believe Tyler James Robinson is a shooter. But she, after 4 months now, because we're coming up on December 10th, it would be 4 months. And she's nowhere closer to telling anyone who the shooter is. Because if he didn't do it, somebody did it. These are logical, basic questions. I know the catty asses is not going to think too hard about that because they talk about planes and shit no one cares about, but whatever. Who's the shooter? If the shooter was on the plane, Candace, put up their photo. She won't even identify all the people that went on the plane. These Egyptian planes, she won't even identify all the passengers on those planes. She can't put none of those people on the campus at the moment Charlie Kirk was shot. She's not connecting it to the actual assassination. She's distracting everyone from the actual investigation. Oh, look at this guy. Look on the ground. It's a plane. It's a bus. It's a train. It's an automobile. Nothing has anything to do with that Charlie Kirk assassination. It would be different if she said these 6 people that were on this blue Egyptian plane actually was at the event the entire time, and here they are. And here they are getting on the plane. Here they are getting off the plane. Here they are checking an Uber. Here's the Uber data to show them catching a ride to the UVU campus. See, that's how you connect the dots. Candace, I shouldn't have to tell you how to do this. But it's just annoying at this point that you refuse to connect the dots. Because otherwise, I don't care about the planes. They're insignificant. None of the people on the planes were at the event. You've got people at hotels being stalked. It makes no sense. Now you're talking about the Maroon Beret. God. But can't tell us which actual branch of military is involved in the shoot. She just said the U.S. military is guilty. Which branch, Candace? There are 4 branches of military, main branches. Well, 5. We got to include the Coast Guard. 5 branches of military. Which one is it? Is it Marines? Is it Army, Air Force, Navy? A combination of some? Name them. Can't make this up.
Jewish, Mormon, French conspiracies have gotten.
It's just
James Robinson's a murderer.
Insane. It's insane.
Also, just a note of something else that's happening that same week that TPUSA and Candace Owens are going to be speaking live. Erica Kirk and Barry Weiss are doing a town hall, which I thought was super interesting. It's going to air on the 13th. So that would be what, the Saturday before? Yeah, Saturday before the live TPUSA Candace event happens. This is going to air. Now, they're recording it on the 10th. So I don't know if this will be addressed. I don't know if she's going to speak finally about Candace. You have to believe that Erica blessed Blake Neff making that statement. There's no way he would have made it without her blessing.
I totally agree with you. I absolutely think that she did, without question. She was probably like, okay, I love everybody. I am a godly woman, but F this crazy bee.
Right.
You know,
I love it.
Candy Owens responded to Tim Pool calling her.
Okay, so here's what Candace responded back to Tim Pool. You know, shout out to the story box. Yeah, we're going heavy on his videos right now because he put it together best as far as being able to snip the clips and stuff. So Chicks on the Right, that was who we were just listening to. This is a story box, and then we're going to get to the headliner news.
And I quote, an utter piece of shit. And well, if there is any complete and utter mask off moment from Candace Owens, I think this one would be it. Trust me when I say it is a total utter mask off moment. She actually told the truth for once. She does not care about the Republican Party. She does not care about the midterms. She does not care about whether or not the Democrats get in next. She made it damn well clear she is here to destroy the conservative movement, MAGA, Trump's movement. She's here to destroy Turning Point USA. And it all came, mask off moment, completely her responding to Tim Pool. So thank you, Tim Pool, for baiting Candy Owens in the way that you did, because this is what became of it. Have a watch. Hey, everyone, real quick. I just want to let you all know of my brand new business called Kept Natural and my first ever product, Kept Natural's Other Sun Care Gel. It's available right now.
I don't
the
want
link
to see
is available in the show description. It's a brand new, first of its kind, all natural. Developed for people.
Storybox, I love you, honey. I just don't want to hear your commercials. Hold on. It might be good product, but all right. Let's get to
She's a piece of shit. Because instead of saying, guys, like, she's a piece of shit. Because and it's because she.
So why wait, my friends? Get yours right now.
And it's because she's a piece of shit. Because instead of saying, guys, let's come together and figure out how to work together, she says the stupidest crap. And now everybody's running around divided and broken. For what reason? For literally what reason?
Because they can't.
Because she hasn't even asked the French government official who were those payments that was paid from the Macrons to Club de Sant. And she still can't face Erica Kirk, because reasons. Candace, you didn't go to the funeral or to the memorial. Don't act like you care now.
Kill Charlie Kirk in broad daylight, and we don't care about your stupid midterms. We just don't care. Like, they really, this is how they view Charlie Kirk. That's what I say. Was anything in his life real? Tim Pool is going off right now because he's like, it's not the time. You guys need to be mules. You need to keep voting in the very corrupt people that are lying to your faces right now about what happened to Charlie Kirk. It is not the time because it is your job to get people into office. This is what I mean when I suggest that nothing in Charlie Kirk's life was real.
His wife was real. His kids were real. I said this when I reacted to this, but I want to reiterate it. His children are real. Are the Candy Ass cult members going to deny that the children are real? Somehow they're a figment of Candace's imagination. Because in whatever reality she's in, I guess she married Charlie Kirk and achieved the inevitable. He has 2 kids that are very real. Charlie Kirk had 2 children with Erica Kirk, who are all very real people. They're very real human beings. In this reality on Earth, those 2 kids are very real. And when you ask questions like this, Candace, was nothing in Charlie Kirk's life was real? You're asking a very dumb question because you're forgetting the children. And no, since she's not giving an exception to it, then we have to assume that she's saying nothing in his life was real. That includes the kids. She's not saying nothing except the kids. I don't mean the kids. I'm not referring to Erica Kirk or the children. Or his parents. What about his parents? Are his parents not real either? Somehow his mother is not real. His mother that gave birth to him. You taking away her motherhood? Because that's what you do, Candace. So the mother's not real. The father's not real. Erica Kirk is not real. And the 2 kids that they procreated and made together, they're not real either. Because you're not giving any exceptions to this. So the average person reading this and listening to you is going to naturally take away that you're saying nothing. All inclusive. He had 2 kids. What are Candy Ass cult members at? Y'all believe the kids are real? Are they Puff the Marshmallow Man?
So he really thinks he's doing something there. And actually what he's doing is proving my point. These people just saw Charlie as a means to an end. Okay? As a political force that they could ride. And so for whatever reason, they got tired riding him. And now they're angry because they also were going to whip the horse, the ghost of Charlie Kirk, and say, we still need you to shore up votes. And it is inconvenient that people who actually cared about Charlie and saw him as a, I don't know, human being, want to know why he was publicly executed in front of us and why we're being lied to about everything. That is why Tim Pool is upset, because midterms, it's going to be my fault, not the fault of the feds for feeding us BS. It's not going to be the fault of Turning Point USA for lying and thinking that they're brighter than us and seemingly.
Send me photos of those tunnels underground. Y'all know that. Listen, Joel, find something. Send me. I want to see photos. Email me the photos of those underground tunnels at UVU. As a matter of fact, do me one better. Why don't you go out there and record and go underground through those underground tunnels? Because you said everything she said is right. So the underground tunnels at the UVU campus must be real. And some trapdoor that used to exist, it's got to be something underground. So I want you to go to the UVU campus. I want you to record those underground tunnels. And then you can email me the link to the video. And I will upload it for you on my channel and go over it and see, oh, wow, y'all, look at these underground tunnels. They're real. You understand, Joel? Don't challenge me, boy. I want you to go out there and record it. Don't tell me that. I don't go based on because Candace said so. I don't care about that. Go out there and record it. The underground tunnel she's talking about that led to wherever Charlie Kirk was sitting, where somehow someone underground was able to shoot him based on where he was sitting. Go record a video. And send me the video and we will watch it. And I will feature you on my channel with that video. I want evidence. You can't come to me talking about Candace said so. I don't give a damn what she said. Go out there, record it. You understand? Go record it. You live right next to the campus. Shouldn't take you no more than 15, 20 minutes. Go record those underground tunnels. And the communistic bees. Don't forget that too. I want that too. I want the bees and I want the underground tunnels. Nope. I want to go out there. I want all the underground tunnels. Whatever you got to tell the campus you're doing it for, I don't care. Go record it. Put it in a video and send it to me. And tell me exactly where the shooter took, what path they took. Because Candace is claiming there are underground tunnels where some shooter went through that came up and led to an underground, some sort of trap door where they shot Charlie Kirk. Otherwise, why the hell would she bring up underground tunnels? Go record it. Okay? Record it. Send me the footage. I don't have a tip line. So my email is LadyLuckClubLLC at yahoo.com. Email me the video footage. And I will actually play it on my channel. I want the bees too. I want the bees and I want the underground tunnels. Oh, she's wrong about the bees. Look at that. Yes, you said she was right about everything. You see, it's not that hard to say when she's wrong about something. You'll be fine. She's wrong about the communistic bees. Okay, because I was going to say, you said she's right about everything. Go record the footage of the underground tunnels and I'll play it. I'll be looking forward to your video, bro. For the most part. Okay, I'll be looking forward to your video. I want them underground tunnels. What if the tunnel she's talking about, she referred to the set that the shooter used to go shoot Charlie Kirk from underground? I want video footage of that. Candace won't go out there to UVU at all for some reason when she could. She could just go to UVU and go prove her theories. But unfortunately, she's got people like you supporting her and saying she's right about everything. You said she's wrong about the communistic bees, so she's not right about everything. But I want the footage of the underground tunnels, all right? Send me the underground tunnels. I will play the video footage. And I want to know the path that the shooter took that Candace Owens said. And I'm going to play the video of her talking about those underground tunnels while I show your video that you're going to record of these underground tunnels based on what she was saying about the shooter taking these underground tunnels to go shoot Charlie Kirk from underground. I'm going to play that video because you're saying she's right about it. So that means you're saying she's right about what the tunnels were used for the day that Charlie Kirk was shot. You can't say, oh, no, it's the tunnels that are just for engineering. No. You're saying she's right about everything with UVU except the communistic bees. So if you're saying she's right about the purposes to which these underground tunnels were used for on the day Charlie Kirk was shot, then that means you're going through these tunnels so that you can trace the steps of this shooter that shot Charlie Kirk after having followed these underground tunnels. Right? And I'm going to play that portion of her video where she talks about it. And we'll play your video footage of you recording that. Because you're saying she's right about everything except the bees. Okay. So let's compare the video footage that you're going to record to what she said about the underground tunnels at UVU. I think that'll be fun. That would be so much fun. We're going to have a ball. I'm just saying, we're going to have so much fun looking at that video footage of those damn tunnels. I'm here for it. Y'all ready? I am here for it. We're going to get some video footage of the underground tunnels and we're going to compare it to what Candace Owens said about those damn tunnels underground and how they were used for the shooter to go up and shoot Charlie Kirk and all these other things she said about these tunnels. That's what I want that footage for. No, I want that. I just want that. You said she's right about the UVU. Give me that. Because I want to start with that. I want to start with that. Then I want you to record the bush that she was talking about where somebody was possibly jumping in and out of or whatever. So go record the bush. All the things she said about the campus, go record it. But I really want to start with those tunnels because she's the one. She's the one. You're talking about focus on one thing here. She said a whole lot. You want me to give you a checklist of the things that you need to record while you're there? Because I know you've seen her episodes. We could go down the list of things that she said about UVU campus with regards to Charlie Kirk's assassination. The underground tunnels, the communistic bees, that Bush, the cameras and stuff like that. She said a whole lot. So I'm asking you to go record all those things she talked about regarding UVU, since you said she's right about it all. I'm still waiting on the footage of Tyler James Robinson walking with a woman. But let's focus on that. Because what I don't do is focus on all these other random things. Because many of those things have nothing to do with it. So you want to say she's right about the UVU campus. You live close to it. Go record the underground tunnels. Go record the Bush. And then I'm going to play the segments of her videos where she talks about the Bush and the underground tunnels in relation to Charlie Kirk's assassination. I don't care about all that other stuff. We're focusing on these things because you said she's right about those things. I didn't say he attended UVU. I don't care about that. You're talking about something that's irrelevant. Go to the campus and record the underground tunnels. Stop deflecting from the point. Can I get your word? You're going to go and record the underground tunnels. We'll be looking for it, Joel. Come on, JoJo. The burning bush. Where's JoJo? JoJo. Go record. Go record the underground tunnels. You said she's right about everything. Go record those underground tunnels because I haven't seen any footage on underground tunnels. So go record it. She's right about it all. You see what happens when Candy has to sit here and they run off at the mouth. I'm just saying, I want you all to start proving this evidence with me. Just prove to me with the evidence. Go to the campus. You live close to it. You're not too far away from it, right? Say you live by. She's right about everything except the bees. Go record the underground tunnels and the Bush. Can you do that? And then we'll play your video. There you go. We'll play your video. No. I want to record it. Show me what the tunnels are. Can you record it? Okay, fine. Go record it. And then I'm going to play Candace's video where she talks about these tunnels and the purposes to which these tunnels were used on the day Charlie Kirk was assassinated. Because you said she did not lie. She's right about it. Pointing out a tunnel is one thing. Saying these tunnels are used by a shooter to shoot someone is a totally different aspect. And I know you know that. So when you're saying she's right, you better be specific in what she's right about. Because you said she's wrong about the bees. So her pointing out tunnels exist is irrelevant. Just like these two Egyptian planes. Don't care. Don't connect them to the campus at all. But to the purposes to which those tunnels were used, according to Candace Owens, you're claiming she's right about that. So I'm going to play that part of the video where she talks about the tunnels and how they were used on the day of Charlie Kirk's assassination. And then we're going to play your video of you recording those tunnels. There you go. So we can make this connection. Because, I always question everything. I'm going to hold you to it. Y'all look out for the video that's going to be sent from Joel about these underground tunnels. I'm so excited.
Not caring about the investigation. It's not going to be the fault of, I don't know, maybe actual politicians like Donald Trump, who's the president of the United States, and look us in the face and said, are we still talking about the Epstein files?
Just send the video.
That's not his fault. The fault is Candace Owens for wanting to figure out
the video, bro.
Who murdered
send
her friend.
Video.
Don't you guys get it? Like, we're just an algorithm. Why do you care so much about humans? Like, why are you a human?
Wait, what? Candace. See, that's how you know she's an alien from outer space.
Like, it's when your family dies. You need to focus on midterms. Okay? That is the point of a Tim Pool show. It doesn't matter what you are going through at home. I want you guys to hear this, okay? I don't care if you have family members that are dying, family members who have died, if you have children that you care about and maybe don't want to live in a world that's run by pedophiles. You need to put that all aside and vote for whoever
Good grief. Candace, just showing us you have no soul.
the hell Tim Pool tells you to vote for. I just want to platform that idea. I think obviously there's something wrong with me, and Tim Pool's got it figured out. His soul seems like it's really intact and it's not for sale at all.
How do you know that they're
Candace, you mentioned some underground tunnels, and one of your supporters are saying these tunnels were used on the day of the shooting. So they're going to record those underground tunnels, and then I'm going to play that video, and then I'm going to play your video where you talked about the tunnels, Candace. Nope, I want the underground tunnels. I want the video footage of it and the bush. Because she said these things were suspicious. Because this is how journalism is done. So why not just record the underground tunnels? You keep trying to prove a point to me. It's a moot point. Record the tunnels. We'll play her video of her talking about the tunnels. Since you all want to prove her right so bad. We'll play the video where she talks about the tunnels. And then we'll play your video of you recording the underground tunnels. It's that simple. Very simple. Hit the right no reply. It's so simple. Your point. This is very simple. Record the tunnels. Then we can watch her video of her talk about how these tunnels were used by a shooter. Because otherwise, why the hell would we care about some tunnels? Why else would we care about some tunnels at UVU if it's not pertaining to the actual assassination? Why else would we care about them? You think underground tunnels only exist at UVU? She points out things that are just obvious. Who cares about underground tunnels unless it is brought up for a very specific purpose? She alleged that these tunnels were used to facilitate the assassination of Charlie Kirk. So I'm going to play that video of her talking about the tunnels while we're reviewing your video, Joel, that you're going to go ahead and record for us. Who lives at UVU? Just in case Joel decides to back out. I mean, you don't have to be a coward about this. Go ahead and do it. I'm just trying to see if you're willing to be big, bad, and bold enough to record the footage. Why is that a bad thing? Why is that a bad thing for you to say she's right about everything? So why is it a bad thing for me to ask you to record the footage? You live near the campus. You made a point to say that. You live near the campus. You wanted me to know that because you put a comment in the chat. For some reason, I don't have to believe whatever Candace says. But if you record the tunnels and you go through the tunnels to show whatever path or trace the footsteps of the so-called shooter that she claims used to shoot Charlie from underground. Because otherwise, we don't give a damn about tunnels underground anywhere. Moot point. But we do care if someone is using tunnels to shoot people. That's logic and common sense. I know many of the candy-ass cult followers don't understand logic and common sense. But we don't care any other time about tunnels unless they're being used to shoot somebody. So to that extent, we care. So record it. And just send me the damn video. You have to go back and forth. It's not an argument. Just record the tunnels. Send me the video footage. And then we'll play her part of the video where she talks about it. And then we'll play your video where you're recording and following through all these tunnels to see if they lead up to the point where Charlie Kirk was sitting the day he was shot. Because otherwise, we don't care about the damn tunnels. But we care if someone is using tunnels to go and shoot people. We can all agree to that. That's common sense. So record the tunnels.
Lying, Candace. So you would much rather bring in the Democrats who are evil scum and were more than likely part of killing your so-called friend Charlie Kirk because, Candace, Tyler Robinson was a what? He was more than likely a Democrat because his boyfriend was trans.
She did. Record it.
And I say trans because we know that there is no such thing as transgenderism. It's a made-up term, right? So we know that for a fact. We know that the left are crazy and they kill people. We know that for a fact. But Candace would much rather claim that it's the Republicans. They're lying. Trump's base. They're lying. You guys are just mules. Who like Candace Owens scorned?
Is that her whole response?
Please tell me Who is they? I would love to know who they are. Stop being.
She never say who they is. She is. We are. Our. You know. she never defines these pronouns. You know, the CNN reporter asks the same thing. You know, when you say they or we, who are you referring to? I'm just saying, who are you referring to when you're using these pronouns? It's so weird.
So ambiguous and so, it's mysterious. We don't know who it exactly is yet. We're going to investigate further. Please tune in next week for my next episode, and I will tell you everything you need to know, except,
oh boy,
cliffhanger. Like Tim Pool said, she's turned the Charlie Kirk investigation into an episode of Lost. Yep, cliffhanger. Tune in for tomorrow's episode, and I'll give you a new piece of information that you can glean from. I mean, hell, now it's back to maroon shirts. It just doesn't
the maroon
stop.
Thing.
And she's dodging the Turning Point USA live stream because she can't show up in virtual mode. So to me, I'm looking at this and I'm going, you are a wicked witch. You are an evil, psychopathic narcissist.
Candace, you are children of the corn, a wicked witch from the West, wicked witch of Tennessee. Everybody at the cattle ranch farm should be afraid of you, including the cows. Y'all know animals can sense evil, right? Y'all imagine Candace going over to the cattle ranch valley, and then the cows start a mooing and, you know, start roaming the fields, and then they start charging like bulls. All because Candace showed up. And then Cattle Ranch Valley has to rethink that sponsorship because they're like, wait, our cows are seeming to be disturbed every time you come up here, girl. Candace, you lie like hell, and you got people trying to defend you. And when I ask them to just record some video footage, they don't want to do that. You can't make this up.
All about you, and you're going to try and gaslight everyone and make them out like they're crazy for voting for Trump because you think that Trump is worth.
She voted for Trump too.
Have you forgotten 4 years under Biden?
Hold on. And I don't want to be political. Oh, that was all her response. Okay. Yeah, here's the news.
And I do want to take you out to some breaking news that we have been following here as we gather additional details. Take a look at this post here as an investigation is underway after someone apparently shot at the home of well-known conservative commentator Tim Pool. The podcast host has millions of followers
the video
all over
footage
social media
of
on
the
multiple
tunnels
platforms and has become an
Stop making this about terms you're not defining. I want the video footage of the tunnels. You want to prove her right? Here's your opportunity. Go record the underground tunnels. Don't use terms you don't understand. You can't define hate. I don't think you can comprehend it. I want you to prove her right for once. Go record the tunnels. Why is that so hard? Now it's a hate thing because I'm asking for someone to go record the tunnels. You said you live near the campus. You made a point to tell me this. You made a point to leave that comment in my chat. You said she's right about everything and you don't live far from the campus. You aren't the only one saying it, but you said you live close to the campus. So go record the tunnels and prove her right. It's that simple. You know, I'm so at peace with saying this. All I'm saying is go record the tunnels. And we will play that part of her video where she talks about the tunnels being used to facilitate a death. And then we'll play your video. I'll give you credit and everything. Y'all, Joel did it. He went out there and recorded the tunnels. He made an issue to point it up. This is why when you send comments in my chat, you should probably think twice. He's the one that brought it up. He brought up the fact that he lives close to the campus. He said, Candace is right about everything at UVU. I live near it. Okay. Go record the tunnels and the bush. She found the bush suspicious. She said tunnels were being used, to facilitate a death. He was shot from underground. Go record it. So we can see that. Obviously, her people understand whatever she's saying, and they just take whatever she says to be the truth with no evidence. I'm saying go get the evidence because she damn sure isn't. You think Candace is going to go out there to the campus? Now you want to have a problem and throw a tantrum about it? No, don't show. You can't show me where the tunnels are. I don't live out there. You got to record it. How else am I going to see whatever you're talking about with these underground tunnels? You're going to show me where they are? How are you going to do that? The only way you can show me where they are is if you record it or take photos or something. How else would you show me? You know, because common sense. How else would you show me? How else do you show someone this? When you have to show them a photo or a video, you can't make this up. Give an opportunity for the candidate to prove her right once. And he's asking about hate and something else and blah, blah, blah. So that don't work on me. How else are you going to show me something if you're not showing me with visuals? VISUALS, visuals. Go record it or take photos. Now you're being mad and throwing a tantrum. You can't make this shit up. Oh, the candidate
voice for some conservatives out there. Now, he posted a short time ago this right here on his X page saying, quote, last night, a vehicle approached our property and opened fire. No one was hurt. Our security team is reviewing the incident and will be relaying the report to appropriate law enforcement. This is the price we pay for speaking out against evil. And no question, a lot of folks out there, especially Republicans, are putting out some information here to provide kind of their take on all of this. And I want to pop this up on your screen. This is coming in from Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene. She replied to the comment and said, this is terrifying. I'm glad everyone is okay. Everyone must stand together against this type of political violence and intimidation, no matter who it happens to, whether you like them or not. And we also have a post here coming in from General Mike Flynn, who did serve under the first Trump administration, saying this is the sort of madness that occurs in a deeply divided society where the adversaries are seeking to create crises instead of stopping them from happening in the first place. Glad to hear no one is hurt. We need to figure out how to return to sanity quickly before worse domestic conditions are created by those who foment false flags and fake crises for the sole purpose of creating chaos. Now, he did tag several different people.
Yeah, you can tag whomever he wants. He didn't tag Candace in this. Candace. It's mighty ironic how you and Tim Pool, get into an exchange of words here where you still said nothing to respond to that. All you did was just, come back with this kiddish, mockish type of nonsense and gibberish. But yet, you still produced no evidence. No evidence to prove that Turning Point is involved. You're talking about, the boys club has got something going on December 15th. He hurriedly and hastily told you, no, you can't go out to Phoenix and face Erica Kirk face to face, because in his mind, he's probably thinking that would be a bad idea. Just like you did face her for the memorial because FBI. Now you're talking about French trying to assassinate you. And you said that with an assurance. It wasn't a theory or an opinion. No, you said that as a fact. And yet you still provided no evidence on that. I got one of your candy-ass cult members in my chat talking about tunnels, and he can show me something, but he doesn't want to provide me visuals to show me something. You're not even teaching these people about basic definitions of terms. And yet you want to sit here and have a feud with Tim Pool, and then ironically, a couple days later, his house is shot up. Y'all, she sent them a tweet. We're going to show that. She sent a tweet about this because it was weird.
In that post, including President Trump and Secretary Kristi Noem with the Department of Homeland Security, as well as Secretary of Defense and War, Pete Hegseth. Now, it's important to note that all of this here is coming months after the assassination of Charlie Kirk, who was another big right-wing political voice. The founder of Turning Point USA fatally shot as he spoke to a large university crowd over in Orem, Utah. That was back in September. As for this investigation here, it is still underway, so we are going to bring you any kind of updates, a news conference, or potentially any other remarks here on Live Now from Fox, as we always do.
All right, welcome everyone. Thank you so much.
Yeah, okay, so let's go over to her tweet. And shout out to Lyndon on it. Y'all see here? Candace Owens says, Can security provide a description of the vehicle so people can help you track these people down? Also, if shots were fired, they had to hit something. No, they didn't. And if they did, wouldn't that be in the security camera footage, Candace? You're literally asking a question that you've already said security camera footage can track them down with a video in the video with their vehicles. Don't you think that they will be able to see where the shots were fired and where it landed. Even if it hit a fence, that's something that they can gather from the security camera footage. Well, what if it didn't hit something? What if it just flew through and it went to the neighbor's house and hit their fence? You can't make this up. So you can likely recover the bullets and trace the gun owner. Oh, that's what ballistics are for, Candace. This is her responding to Tim Pool. My immediate thoughts is someone was trying to scare us, but we have a security gate and armed guards, and it's possible this deters something more serious. Candace is not saying this because she actually cares, because why not speak out against Nicholas Ray and the death threats that he sent to 3 Jewish conservatives? He already said that he's got security cameras to help him track down the people who did it. So her saying this is repetitive. It's moot. It's like fluff. You're asking him questions that he's already asked. He's already decided to investigate and look into using the security camera footage. He doesn't need your help. That's the last thing Tim Pool needs is Candace Owens' help. She who likes to dox people. I wouldn't even want her. He didn't even have to respond to her. I would not want her to help with a damn thing. When you are out here putting up photos of random kids on campuses because they wore a maroon shirt and you want them doxxed because your candy-ass cult members don't want to actually record underground tunnels that you kept talking about someone using to shoot somebody, then no, they don't need your help with this, Candace. They've got certified and licensed investigators. He's got security detail, security cameras, and a security gate. He doesn't need you to help track down nothing. They'll take care of that. Candace, why don't you focus on posting up the evidence from the French high-ranking employee that told you, let's go back to it, that there were some payments. Yep. That they saw from the president of France to this Club de Sang. Why don't you post that up, Candace? Post up those receipts. That's what we want to see. We want to see those receipts posted up. Because that's what's important right now. You proving that someone is trying to assassinate you. Is that also both his age and his birthday are incorrect? Why does Boys Club have 3 different birthdays? Candace, it's one of the 3. Why lie about his birthday? Why not just take down the information about his birthday, period? If you don't want anybody to know about it. You can't make this up. There's 3 birthdays out there. For what? She said that a French government employee, they don't pull it up. I don't care nothing about the game did. Nothing at all. Called her and told her that there were payments made. Payments made from the Club de Sang from the president to Club de Sang. Where are those payments? Because that's what we're worried about. While she's sitting here talking about everything else, where are those payments? And she just goes in. Candace, good God in heaven. All these damn posts. We're still waiting on those receipts. Yeah, we want to know the receipts. Yep, I'm trying to look for them. Y'all gonna sit here and watch me scroll. She never named the names and provided evidence for her claims. Where's that at? Didn't she say, I received information last night that put the final pieces together for me? I now can say the full confidence that I believe Charlie Kirk was betrayed by the leadership of Turning Point USA, which would include his wife, Erica Kirk, because she's the CEO, and some of the very people who eulogized him on stage. Yes, I will be naming names. Who are the names, Candace? Same Frank Turek and Mikey McCoy is and all. Who are the names? She might as well just say Erica Kirk. I don't understand this. But see, when she told come out here to Phoenix and say this to our face, well, George said no. You know, I couldn't do it either way because he said no. He quickly said no. He shut it down. He shut it down. That's what she said. I want to know where these receipts are. That's all I'm saying. Where are the receipts? Today I announced that France was involved. Where are the receipts? I mean, she never even gets back to that. What the hell? You can't make this up. I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting on receipts. I'm going to find a post. Yep. I'm going to find that post. Because she want to see him talk about, you know, somebody call her about this. There's a paper trail. Okay. We're still waiting for the paper trail. Because wouldn't you ask for that paper trail to be emailed to you? Wouldn't you do that, Candace? Wouldn't you have asked for that paper trail? When everything is said and done, and the public learns that Macron allegedly moved $1.5 million from my assassination, I will respond. Post up the receipts. Post the evidence. That's how we're responding. Post the evidence. Prove it, heifer. Prove it. Post up the evidence. Where are the receipts of those payments? Where is it? There we go. Where are the receipts, Candace? That's all I'm saying. You're talking about France and Canada and all this stuff. What are the receipts? It's a club de sat. Oh, Lord, you can't make this up. It's not a coincidence they were training. Nothing has anything to do with nothing. Here it is. I am told that payments for assassinations are running through the Club de Sat in France. This means there is a paper trail. And I encourage the patriots of France. No, you do it, Candace. You heifer. You do it. We're waiting on this. Where's Joel at? Joel, why don't you ask Candace to post up this paper trail? Why didn't she ask this person that called her and told her, whoever told her that payments for assassinations are running through Club de Sat? Why didn't she put that person's name and information up? Where's Joel at? You still here? I want my video of the underground tunnels. Why didn't she tell us who told her this? I am told. By who? By who, Candace? Who called you? What's the phone number? You want to dox kids on a campus here in the United States, but you won't tell us the person that told you this in France. You can't make this up. Are we America first, Candace? Do you really believe that? Because if you do, wouldn't you tell us the person that told you this? I am told payments for assassinations are running through Club de Sat. Is it your assassination? And where is this paper trail? Why didn't you ask that person that told you this to email you this paper trail? It's that simple. What a candy ass is that? Are you all going to ask your cult leader to post up the damn paper trail? That's all I'm saying. This is what we're talking about. Where is this paper trail? Where is it? Why didn't she ask the person that told her this to email her the paper trail? Why does the Patriots of France need to uncover it? For what? Candace, you have cult members that live near the campus of UVU that don't even want to record underground tunnels because you said that someone went through these tunnels and came up through some trap door and shot Charlie Kirk. So I'm asking them to record the underground tunnels, and then they get mad and pouty and say a bunch of dumb things that makes no sense, and then they say, I'm leaving, and then they come right back. Joe, I want my video. Where's the paper trail? I would like to stress, good grief. I would again like to stress because English grammar syntax goes overhead, that there was a French female assassin, but also. But Sheriff serves as, some sort of a negative injunction, right? But means to the contrary, and is a conjunction. So shouldn't it say assassin and a male Israeli assassin? Candace, who are these assassins? Why don't you drop their names? You want to dox someone? You're not even doxing them if they're assassins, they're killers. They need to go to jail. She's protecting these assassins' information. But she wants you all to dox some college kids for wearing maroon shirts. But she doesn't want to put out the name of these assassins. We're not supposed to know who the assassins are. Never mind that shit. No. Because they're the bad guys killing people. But somehow we're supposed to be concerned about some kids wearing a maroon shirt. What the hell? Joel, I'm going to have you know right now, if you record any of those kids or identify them in any way, you will be helping her in doxing. That is a cybercrime, Joel. Just because you live near the campus doesn't mean you should be walking around doxing people. You don't want me to know who you really are. You want to live in peace, do you not? Don't you think these kids deserve to live in peace? And to go to campus, go to school, go to class. You want to talk about underground tunnels? Okay, record it. Oh, yeah, no, there's a second Joel, honey. No. There was another Joel that said that Candace was right about everything because they lived near UVU. And I said, okay, well, she right about these tunnels, then go record them. I basically dared the other Joel. And he got mad. He got bigly mad. And then he yelled, I'm yelling, I'm running away. I'm going. I'm leaving, you Lady Luck Club. There's another Joe. It's okay. Hey, it's not you, man. Where's Joe? Where the other Joe at? He got so mad he threw a tantrum and then he ran off. He can't make this up. Candace, I want to know who these assassins are. Where's this paper trail? Why can't you call this person back? Whoever called you, Candace, call them back. Can't you just call them back? Candace, can't you just call these people back and ask them to sing you the actual paper trail? Oh, let me sit down and do this in real time. Candace. Girl. Can't you just call the person that told you this back? Stuff right back and ask them for the paper trail yourself. Can they email it? Can they email or e-fax the information to you, the paper trail to you and to you directly? You're a bot, Felicia. I'm just saying, can they just email or e-fax the paper trail to you directly? What's their name? Who told you this? Who told you this? What's their name? Their name. Y'all, we posting that up in real time. There you go. Because Candace, you're bad at this, girl. You're so bad at this. You can't make this up. Well, who is the person that told you this, Candace? Yeah, this is stuff you just can't make up. Yes, I just posted that in real time. Oh, Lord have mercy. Jesus. You can't make this up. Candace. Hold on. Girl, you are bad at this. Girl, you are bad at this. Are bad at this. Hold on. There it is. Girl, you are bad at this. Oh, Lord have mercy. Candace, you need to start looking for a job. The Macrons are going to mollywop you in court. You can't make this shit up. All right, y'all. Oh, she hates my guts. I don't care. Candace, you are bad at this, girl. You are bad at this. What the heck? You can't make this out. Can't you just call them back? Whoever told you this, call them back. I'm sure you still have their number in your call log. There has to be a call log, Candace. This is how this goes. Look in your phone at your call log and call them back and say, Lady Luck Club is getting on my nerve. Can you please email me the paper trail of these payments that are running through Club de Sant in France? Can I get the actual paper trail? I have to have evidence of this before I go post this out to Twitter X that is seen all over the world. Can you please, for the love of God, and to spare me from Lady Luck Club's 3-hour rants, can you please send me the evidence on this paper trail and tell me the names of this French female assassin and this male Israeli assassin so that I can out them because they're killers and they're bad guys and I don't want to protect their identity? Anything else y'all need me to say to her right now while I'm in this? You can't make this up. This is so ridiculous. You can't make this up. Anybody else? She was never number one. She was never number one. We've looked it up twice. Y'all just got to look at the other previous emails. We Googled it. She had the most downloaded and most viewed videos. She's not number one podcaster in the world. You all just believe whatever she says. So believe me when I say that you can hit up my Cash App, $, Lady Luck Club LLC. Leave a super, hit the like button and all these great things, because Christmas time is coming around the corner. You can't make this up. It's just post up the evidence, Candace. Your candy ass cult members are losing it. They're unraveling. They're coming in my chat when I dare them to record these underground tunnels. Then they get bigly mad and they throw a tantrum. And then they run away. And then they come back. And they just don't want me to know they're still listening. Shout out to Joe. All right, y'all. That's it. That's all I got. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. It's been 3 hours of fun. Oh, hey, Maria Bass. How you doing? Maria Bass came up in here. Happy Sunday, my night. Look what's going on, my night owl. How you doing? Candace too dumb for words. Oh, child. Mountain Man, you spend more time in the city. Mountain Man, instead of calling me a liar, you need to go look it up. I'll prove that I'm right. I want evidence. Just do it. Just post up the evidence. You can't make this up. Mountain, this is independent journalism. It is. The candy asses know they don't run nothing over here. That's why they come back for the banter. Because they know they don't run shit. Y'all go over there and run Candace. You can't run this. No. That's not how it works. Just hardcore stuff. Yeah, Candace is digitally screwed. It's a cold world. I was avoiding Candace until recently, but sucks for her. I'm on her bumper. Stay on it. No reply. Shout out to you. Cold hard truth. Numbers don't lie. Facts. Yeah. A lot of pissed off retired vets are looking into it. Few still in and some in law enforcement. I can't go on too long. Sort of a side quest. People don't want to know where this goes. Yeah, I think we do. We do. I want to know who these assassins are. Why can't she name them? But she's putting up photos of kids on campus for wearing a certain color shirt. She wants kids in college to be doxxed. But she doesn't want us to know who these assassins are. So we can get the bad guys off the street. Like they're killing people. You want them to live. I don't get it. This just don't make sense. This one be is a bunch of effing yuppies. Oh no. You're still here. It's so adorable. Mr. B. She was never number one and never will be. Oh man, Mr. Shotback. There you go. Yeah, I appreciate all of you all for tuning in. We're gonna be back at it tomorrow. And the way it's coming off, based on my emails, is going to be a special guest. So get ready for that. It's going to be a late live, but only because of my special guest. So I'm going to post up the announcement because I'm so freaking excited. I don't know what to do. I'm going to still get the bit because I got to get up and go to work in the morning. But don't leave mad. Y'all have a great night. Jesus loves the trolls as well. That's why I don't like. We don't just kick them out like that. So we'll be back tomorrow, you all, with a special guest, and you're gonna enjoy this. And I'll need all mods, hands on deck because this special guest is gonna render in a lot of attention. But we are here for it, and so am I. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Candace, you're still bad at this, girl. And if you want to face Erica Kirk face to face, you've had the opportunity to do it twice at least. You're a coward, and you won't. All right, that's all I got. See you all tomorrow. And until the next one, Lady Luck Club out. Deuces.